Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever in the world we are reaching you. Welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. I am joined here with Brian. How are you doing, Brian? Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
He's one of the co-pilots on today's flight. We were going to take flight in the chartered Team Liverbird. And it should be a fun little day today because we have a 5-1 victory to talk about, which was a really good game. I mean, like a really end-to-end action-packed game. A lot of good signs. A couple of signs that we'll have to talk about that weren't exactly the most positive, but all the same, it was a 5-1 victory that ended up pushing us into a place where we will now have the return fixture at Anfield, knowing we have a 4-goal aggregate. So that'll be very well appreciated, to say the least. How's everyone doing in the chat? Hopefully well. I see Redbird giving a little shout out. Hope you guys are all good. Sit back, chill. Like I said, on the charter flight here, everyone has first class seating, so we don't have to worry about an annoying kid kicking the back of your seat or something like that. And coach, Red for life, big up, Red for life, big up. So there are some questions, Brian, that we're going to be joined also, by the way, by some other participants some other co-pilots as well. We'll have to have them. I don't know how they're going to get on the flight, but they'll figure out a way to get onto this flight. But we're gonna. What's that?
They're stuck in the terminal, man. It's Tom Hanks time for those guys. We're watching the plane go. It's too late.
It's too late. Once the doors close, right? That's what they say.
They gotta get that. They gotta get that emergency charter bus. You gotta get on the coach. You gotta get on the actual coach now. You gotta go. Yeah. Too late, man. Sipping champagne in first class.
So there were some things that going into this game, I don't know how a lot of us looked at this game. I know a lot of people were saying how important this game was in the sense of getting it done and dusted for that return fixture. But I also know that Sparta Prague, or Sparta Prague, is a good team. They're in the top of the league. They have some good players. In particular, I know you and I were both really going at length about the Ecuadorian player that they have on their team that was from the very beginning to almost to the very end was a little bit of a problem on the side of the pitch for us. I think his name was Preciado, right? I think his name was Preciado. Yeah. That's even better. And then big up Hylor and big up Honesty. Good to see you guys. He was good. Yeah, Preciado. He was really good for them. They had some really good pace. He was actually really giving problems on that side. And he was trying to make it look definitely difficult for Robbo in the game. Robbo had his issues with him. But there were some things that I know were the questions that we had going into this game, like how much mileage you wanted to put on some of these starters and how much mileage you wanted to put on some of the returning quote unquote starters or normal starters for us. I know we had a couple of days rest and we had some training sessions in there in between, but we didn't have Dan's, for instance. Not saying that Jaden Dan's is the coming of the number one striker in the world or something like that. But he's a young, promising talent, and he brings a lot of the energy and a lot of the chaos, I guess you could say, that we've expected from Nunez. So it's nice to have that element in our reach to be able to bring off the bench. And I also made the comment in the broadcast about how whenever we see these lineups, to me, I tend to see that Klopp likes to include a veteran presence, like someone from that from that leadership group to be the captain to bring out the teams. And in the region, one of the reasons why I thought, and that's one of the reasons why I picked Robbo to be out there for us this time. But it's not always a given. I'm not saying it's always a given, but it just so happens
Went
that
longer than I thought he was going to across the board. He probably went, I don't know, to make a kind of a non-existent percentage. He probably went 25% stronger than I thought he was going to go. I thought that maybe it would have been 2 kids maybe that weren't in there. So very unfortunate then with Canada. But I think he probably played it the right way, getting 4-0. You're 4-0 up or four goals up, going to Anfield against them. It's as good as done now. So he played it the right way. Fair play to him.
Okay.
I think he got the lineup right.
How do you guys in the chat feel about that before we even get into some of these ratings? Like, do you guys think that Klopp got it right? Do you think that he put the right risk on the right players per se? And obviously he had to play some players that he probably wasn't even expecting to play. Most noticeably, Virgil, as Brian just mentioned. But tell me in the chat how you guys felt about it. I thought that was certainly a unique lineup, to say the least, in that there was a good bit of your normal everyday starters, quote unquote. I mean, there are some players now that become somewhat everyday starters, like Diaz, like Nunez, obviously is a starter for us. Robbo's normally a starter for us. Ibu's normally a starter for us. McAllister's normally a starter for us. Endo's become normally a starter for us. That's what, seven people right there, right? That's quite a bit, considering that Kelleher's starting because of circumstances. Joe Gomez has started, but he's pretty much our utility player. Kwanzaa is obviously promising, but he's not a starter. And Harvey Elliott's our super sub somewhat. So, and Cody Hackbo, I guess. So that's 6 then. It will be 6. So, and then you have Cody Hackbo. So, a nice blend and mix of how can you put it? Like, what's
What's
that?
Youth and experience.
Youth and experience. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe a Kumas and a Bradley from the start, or a Kumas and a maybe a McConnell from the start. But no, I'm happy that we can pretty much do that now at Anfield. We can pretty much go all kids at Anfield now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is where we had to go. This is actually their stadium in Prague. Cool stadium. Did you like the stadium? Did you like the vibe? Did you think it was like a cool atmosphere there? I personally did. Except for I didn't like what I heard later on about some of the participants in the crowd and their antics. That kind of disappointed me.
Yeah, I wasn't considering what happened at Rome, the Roma Brighton game. I think these games can always have their issues, unfortunately. But I'd say overall, the atmosphere and the vibe there was pretty good. You could see the way they were hopping up and down, the way they were dancing. It was good stuff. Yeah, any little ground. It's a small ground, but not too small. Sort of 20,000 that's packed full of noisy fans. It's always great because they just sing non-stop. But of course, not to downplay any of the incidents that happened, but just in general, from the people that weren't bad apples or bad actors, you could hear them singing all night and dancing all night, and that's all we want at the stadium.
Yeah, yeah. They're doing the bounce and everything, and everything. They were lively, even when they were down 2-3-0. I mean, because they were down early in the game, they were still, the energy was still pretty high. They were still just enjoying the fact that they were at this game, despite the fact that they were not involved. They weren't exactly actively involved in the game by their chances of winning, at least, or getting some type of result from it.
It mirrored the way that the team played, because the team played in the same way. The team played with the same high energy, tempo, enjoy it, attack it, go out and have fun kind of attitude. and it was kind of mirrored with the crowd. So that was one of the more enjoyable games this season. Even though they probably didn't enjoy getting 5 past them, it was a neutral probably would have enjoyed watching that game, because it was
Exactly.
intense.
Yeah.
And
You
I
know
said
what? I
last
have a
night,
question. I have a question though. I have a question for you, and this is for the chat too. So I know some of us just watch Liverpool. Some of us do watch more than Liverpool. Some of us do watch this football in general. Watch other games and such. We enjoyed it because we were up. Because it was high scoring and we were doing all the scoring. So obviously it's more enjoyable for us. I don't know how enjoyable it would be for an actual, Spartan. I think that's their team name, or their team mascot is the Spartans, I believe, right? I don't know how enjoyable it was for them to watch that kind of, onslaught. But as a neutral, if let's say you're watching a neutral game like that, let's say you just tuned in to a game and you're watching a high scoring game, right? But it's not like it's a high scoring, but it's a blowout. Do you find it like boring to watch, or do you find it exciting to watch? Do you like the sheer fact that you're watching a lot of goals be scored, or is it more like, oh man, I wish it was more back to back, like it was like, it was 3-3-2 or something like that, or like maybe even like 4-2 if you want to go like a little bit further of a game, but at least it was somewhat closer. At least maybe there's that hint of this team could win or lose, rather than just oh, this team is just brilliant and they're just getting outhandled and outplayed.
it depends. Like, you don't want to watch Real Madrid put 8 past Storm Graz or
Right. Exactly.
some random small team, because that's boring.
Mm-hmm.
To watch a game where a good team, like, they go and beat Bayern 5-0, that's great. That's good to watch. But yeah, it's boring to watch some super team go out and put 6-7 goals past someone. When they're clearly inferior. You definitely want. Yeah, I suppose like neutrals watching that probably would have preferred a 5-2 or a 5-3, just to keep the tension up. But yeah, if you are just battering a team, it's it can be boring, definitely, for a neutral. Like, no one wants to watch Man City beat Sheffield United 7-0. Nobody has any interest in watching that.
Right. See, for instance, like this, like Red for Life brought it up. And actually, before I even bring this point up by Red for Life, I'm going to bring in Quasi. This is Quasi Bowl TV. Welcome.
Bigger. What a day. What a week.
Wagwan.
See,
Hey,
hey, bigger. Brian, good to see you.
You too, man.
We were talking about basically the like different types of these types of blowout games. I mean, when I say blowout games, I know they had their chances, they had their opportunities, but I just saw Rep for Life, for instance, brought up this thing. He's like, I quite enjoyed the 7-0 against Man U, also the 9-0 against Bournemouth. Obviously Man U and Bournemouth fans aren't going to have the same opinions, but like if you were a neutral watching that game, would you feel like, oh, I'm happy, I enjoyed watching that beatdown, or would you even say to the point of going like, oh, I would have preferred if it was 7-6 or it was 3-2 or something like that. Like it was like more of a competition as opposed to a blowout. How do you feel as a neutral, not as a red or as obviously as not having any skin in the game, as they say? Quasi, how do you feel about that?
Which matches are you talking about specifically?
Oh, just in general. I'm just talking about.
I'm a die on your sword, man. No mercy. I don't believe in no mercy. Hey, I have been in I've coached and I've been in the other side of very, very strict dieting.
Yeah.
Where when people look at the score, they'll be like, "What's happening here?" But that's part of the game. It teaches you character. If you come back, you get beat up again like that, then it's up to you. So I'm I like the scores, the higher scores.
Mm-hmm.
I also am a big favor of a good zeros, nail where both team tried and they hit the post. The two goalies are like the
Hang on the head. Yeah.
defense is doing well. Mourinho. I love Mourinho when he was at Inter. The Chelsea one was boring for me. But the game. I want to see the game, not just like Manchester United did. Hey, I have no qualm with what they did at Anfield, but
Mm-hmm.
I like to see a game. If it's gonna be 0-0, let it be both sides just were trashed that day, or both sides tried and it didn't happen. And I'll give you a perfect example:
Mm-hmm.
Manchester versus Chelsea, Champions League final.
Mm-hmm.
That game was a beautiful game.
Okay. Okay.
You see what I mean? Because it wasn't like they both just sat there. Both tried. It was
Yeah.
back and forth, and then
Well, this
if
this
it,
game
yeah,
this game was very, very close to having some, definitely, despite the score, it was definitely a game where, let's just be honest, the Spartans had their chances. They had their chances. I
yeah.
mean, we had 5 big chances created, or they had 5 big chances. We had 5 big chances, created, and we scored 5 goals. They had 4 big chances created. They only scored 1 goal. So it wasn't like they
Did they
didn't
score
have
a goal, or was it an own goal?
own goal.
Okay.
Well, they yes,
Okay.
that's,
Just double
only
check
1 goal.
Just double check.
But that was still part of. That was still a big chance created, even though it was an own
Right.
goal. I mean, even if Bradley doesn't make contact with that, and let's say hypothetically he lets it go by him, or he misses it and it goes by him, that was a tap in. There was a guy right next to him, so that was easily a tap. And even if he did what the other guy did, which is like have it hit his right leg and then bounce off his left and dribble out of bounds, even if that's the case, then you still would have had the situation be the way it is. Let's see right here. So
sorry about that.
No worries. So all right, so we're going to rock into these ratings. We're just going to say, as the panelists, we're just going to give a rating. We're not going to necessarily go into depth into why you gave the rating or anything like that. We're just going to give a number so we can go in, and then we can always come back and kind of like, if there's something that we want to like go back and forth with, we can do that. But we're going to get through, because there's a lot of players to get through today. You got 16 names to get through, so a lot of I want to make sure that everyone's. I know that Quasi, you're always busy at work handling being the boss, and I know Brian's got a handful going on at back in Ireland with the household. So like, I'll make sure that we get through all these as quickly as possible.
But hey, I don't want to mess up the flow of the show, but have you heard the news?
What news? There's a lot of news out there. There's definitely a lot of news.
The big, the man might be coming back.
Yeah,
oh goodness! I know. That's
I just want to make sure y'all heard the news.
Yeah. No doubt. I know. I'll you know what? Just for that too, I'll star what has been said by. Let's see. Honesty had a comment about it. High Lord had a comment about it. Yeah. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up a little bit later on in the show. But but yeah, I have a fun one for you as well. So let's see right here. Make sure I have this right. So when we last went to Prague, it was 2011. It was an interesting time for us because we were in Europa. So this is the last time we met. Sparta Prague was in Europa. It was in the League of 32 by that time, or in the round of 32 at that time as well. And this was the team that went onto the pitch for us. I have a fun little I guess call it like a throwback. It's not Thursday, but we have a throwback Friday, I guess. or Fallback Friday. How about we Fallback Friday? This is the 2011 team. Can you guys? This is the starting team that actually went on the pitch. Can anyone tell me what the score was? That's great. That's extra points. But can anyone tell me the actual team, the starting lineup for us? Can you name the players in this photo? Obviously, King Kenny was our coach. So it was a fun.
I see Pepe Reina.
Okay.
I've done it all. I did it backstage, and I got them all right. So I can't say anything. So you're on your own. I can't, because he knows I know them all. So I'm not going to say anything.
So it's all
yeah. I'll leave this one for Quasi. And to Brian's defense, I also when I asked him the question, or I brought it up and I said I was going to say this question, and he went through it. I did not have to give him any clues or any hints. He got through it really well.
Let's see. So I see David in goal, Coit. Of course, the Capitan.
Yeah, the chat can help you too. The chat can help out too. This is like a
Maxi Rodriguez.
Yeah.
The Greek giant Kyriakos. I forgot how to. I never knew how to mention him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Of course, Adam. Mr. Johnson is in the building.
Yep. Yeah. Mr. Johnson is in the building for sure.
Senor Lucas.
Yep.
The guy right beside.
By the way,
wait a minute. David Aga is in it.
No.
I said David Aga. No, it wasn't Aga.
Nope. It wasn't Aga. Nope.
No.
This was the one that kind of gave Brian a little bit of a chance. Like, I understand that the photo might be a little bit distorted, so maybe that might mess up some of your.
Is it Abiola who's in the team?
No.
Yes.
Abiola, yeah.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you said Arbeloa.
No.
Fabio? Did you say Fabio?
No, he said Arbeloa.
Arbeloa.
Arbeloa. No, it's not Arbeloa.
No. I know the face, but the name is eluding me. Shame on me.
You're missing two from the back row still.
Let's see. What is the chat
You
saying?
said Carragher, you said Johnson. Or no, he hasn't
said the guy between Coit and Morales, and he hasn't said the guy on the far left at the back.
Okay.
Did you say Morales?
Well done. That's him on the front beside Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas, and then I don't know if it's Morales from Portugal, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he had the tenderfoot.
The tenderfoot, yeah.
Yeah, he scored a beautiful goal against Chelsea. I think it was the same year. And then
you're still missing two. The boy on the left at the back and the boy between Coit and Satirias Kyriakos.
Yeah, behind Lucas and behind Carragher. Do
you want a clue?
No, where are the people in the chat at? My people.
I know, no, they got him. No, I'll be honest with you. Like the chat got all. If you want to cheat, you can look at the chat because they got all of them.
I see Wilson.
Okay.
There you go. That's one.
There you go. That's one.
Somebody says Stan Collymore.
Yep.
One more to get. He was a left back. Quasi. He was a left back.
Let's see. Left back. Oh, from Argentina?
Yeah, no, close.
Okay.
You
can. I'm telling you, you can just actually. I think they got everyone except for Collymore wasn't in the lineup there. But
Insua?
No.
Pepe, Reina, Johnson.
Left foot from Argentina. That was Insua, right?
No, he's not from Argentina. I'll say close. He's not from Argentina, but it's close.
Caracas, Morales. He did. Yeah, Raul did. Raul scored some definite bangers, by the way. He definitely scored some bangers. The blonde Brazilian. Yes. Lucas.
I got him immediately. This guy is like my third favorite player at Liverpool of all time. I got him immediately. Shall we give him the answer?
Yeah. Just give it. He might have already said it, but yeah, give it to
anyone
him.
in the chat? No, he doesn't. He hasn't said already. Does anyone in
No,
the
I
chat
haven't.
want to say who it is? Far left, back row, far left. Anyone in the chat? Any last call? Last call? No.
I think
Go
the
on, tell
chat
him.
got all of them.
I didn't see his name come up. Tell him
Oh,
so.
maybe not.
Tell
I'm
Quaz.
looking through. Go ahead, give it to him.
Fabio Aurelio, Quasi.
Yeah. I already said it, tell you the truth. That's why I was surprised you didn't get it. Because I said, did you say Fabio? And then, because I thought that's who you said earlier when you said. But
No, he said
yes.
he was from Arbeloa.
Yeah, yeah. But yes,
Quasi.
Fabio. Yes, this was the lineup. That was the lineup. I'll show you the exact lineup here. This was the way they lined up. We lined up in a 4-3-2-1. A lineup that is true to the heart, the Quasi, Or no, you want a 4-2-3-1, actually. You don't want a 4-3-2-1. You want a 4, right? But yeah, it was a fun little engagement. That was one of your 0-0 ties as well. That ended up in a 0-0 draw. We went on to get past Prague in that round, but it wasn't necessarily easy all the same. But it was just a fun little thing I wanted to definitely show you guys. But let's get down to it. Let's get down to the specifics, get down to why everyone is here pretty much, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Colin Moore was about a couple of years too late for that team to be a part of that squad, for sure.
That was just AK taking the
yeah, I know. He's playing. I know. We all know he's playing for sure. All right.
The thing is, he was talking about
let's
the
just
guy
get right into. Yeah. But let's get into this. Let's get into it. This is out of what I did, you guys, is I brought up players now that we're gonna do so you can get your rather than do a decimal point, rather than 7.5, just say 75, 76, or whatever you want to put, whatever the number is that you want to put, okay? But we're gonna do is 1 out of 100, so that's what it is. All right, for the ratings, no more like, oh, if it's a 50, this and that. It's like it's as if we're grading. It's as if we're grading tests. Okay, so you can put it that way. So you can put a 90, 90 scores, an A score, that kind of deal. Since we're all such professors of the game, teachers of the game out here, since every time I get on to these rating shows, everyone's like, oh, I don't understand your ratings. So we're going to make it very, very easy. We're grading papers. These are our pupils. Let's get it in, people. Let's get it in. So for Kelleher, I'm going to go Quasi, then Brian. I'll just go from left to right. Quasi, what did you have Kelleher at? What was your rating Kelleher at? Oh, I think Quasi might be dealing with something. Angel gave him a 90. Highlore gave him a 90. Red for Life gave him 100. Okay. Brian, what was your score?
I'm gonna say top tier performance. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're not doing that. Right. Okay.
Touche.
95.
95? Okay.
95.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. That's cool. 95.
I give him 99.
99. Got 100. Got 99.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. That's cool.
And that's just because he almost broke his back.
He did almost break his back when he hit hard. He made a couple of really, really, really good saves. Yeah. It's one of those things where I play goalkeeper in my life, like as in, and also I used to remember how Peter Cech used to come onto the pitch, and he was basically, he looked like RoboCop almost, with all the armor and everything else that he had, all the padding, everything he had on him. So it was pretty interesting. But it looks like everyone pretty much gives him a 90 or above. So we're gonna make it a 95. How about that? That's cool, right? 95 out of 100. So he gets an A for it, I think. How about for Robbo? Robbo was next. I thought Robbo played well, so let's just see how you thought he played. You know, I didn't think he played great, but let's see how you guys thought he played. What were your ratings for Robbo? Quasi?
75.
Oh, 75. Okay. Okay. It's a solid C. Oh, wow. Angel gave him a 50. Okay. Jeez.
Somebody got
That is
mad.
not gonna when he brings that grade home to his mama, she is not gonna be happy. She is not gonna be happy. Brian, how about your score?
I would give Robbo 60.
A 60. Okay. Wow. A lot of okay. I got you. So Angel gave him and I'll do the conversion. He gave Robbo 50. Angel gave a 50 for Robbo, 70 from JK, a 65 from Hylor. Okay. 65. Wow, man. Robbo gets no love. Is it because of the actual like the way that the Ecuadorian player was playing against him? Do you think that's the reason why everyone thinks he played so poorly, or?
Oh, no, we got to keep him brief, you know. So.
Yeah, I know. I got you. I'm breaking my own rules. I got you. I feel you. I feel what you're saying. All right. Cool. All right. Well, then 65 it is. All right. I will put him as a 65. How about that? Right. And then so the next participant on this list then was Kwanzaa. What were you rating Kwanzaa at?
80.
70.
80, 70. What's the chat putting Kwanzaa's performance at? JK gave it a 70. Angel gave him a 70. Okay. It looks like it's a solid 70. Knock down Quasi's rating right there. All right, so it's a 70 for him. Okay. All right. Quasi 72. Yeah. I got you. I know. Redbird. Big up Redbird, by the way. Redbird hates it when I get academic or when I go academic style. Redbird hates it. He hates it. I'm not using grades, letters at least at this time. But yeah, it looks like a lot of 70s. If you give a 7, I'll do the conversion for you, Redbird. So a lot of 70s in there. The Red for Life gave him a 75. Hyler gave him a 72. Okay, see that's why I went a little bit further. So that way you can kind of just a little bit above 7, but you wanted to give him a 0.2. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. So it's like we're gonna have to stick with Kwanzaa being a 70. Oh, I got you. The next on the list was Ibu, who got hurt in the game, in a sense. Definitely concerned. We're going to bring that up a little bit later on. But how are you guys feeling about Ibu?
85.
How are you guys feeling about Ibu? Where'd you have him at?
85.
85. Okay. Brian?
I'd give him 75. Had a good game, and then, yeah, looks like he might be a doubt now, but he was doing well.
Yeah. Let's see, all right. Angel gave him a 75. Red for Life gave him an 80. Okay. Hyler gave him, or JK gave him a 75. Hyler gave him a 65. Okay. Brian, you gave him an 80, you said, right?
70. What minute did he go off in again?
What's that?
What minute did he go off in again?
Second half.
He went
first
off
10 minutes.
Yep.
The second half.
He went first 5 minutes actually. He went off in the 50th minute.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying. No, it doesn't matter. I was just wondering. I'd forgotten how late it was. I was thinking it was pretty early. Basically, Spurs have got a full half.
75, 80, 65, 75. Let's give him, I'll range on us. Let's go with a 75 for let's go with 75. Because I think that's fair. It was tough to see him go down. How about for Joe Gomez? Joe Gomez playing right back for us. Joe Gomez playing pretty much every position on the pitch for us at some point, pretty much it seems like, you know.
90.
And if you guys put comments in, I am starting the comments. I will bring them up at the end of our ratings. Okay. You gave Joe Gomez a 90, Quasi?
Yeah. Mr. Reliable.
Okay. Dog. I was not expecting that. All right. Brian, what was your grade on Joe Gomez?
Give Joe an 80.
I'm a little more like with the chat, but you gave him an 80?
Yeah, like I said, he was doing the usual thing, playing everywhere for 10 minutes. Didn't see him do much wrong. But yeah.
Right, so 90 and 80. I think he's definitely not getting a 90. He's definitely not getting a 90. But Angel has him as a 60. Gomez is a 70 from JK. High Lord likes a 72. I like that. I like that a lot. Give him a 72. Red for Life gave him an 85. Okay. You know what though? That's this too. The goal line clearance does give him a little of a boost. That was effort. That was definite effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so 90, 80, 60, 70, 70, 70, 80. All right, we're gonna have to look at. We're gonna have to give Joey. I think Joey's gonna have to get a 70. We'll be nice and give him a 70. There's a lot of 70s in there. We'll go into it. We'll go back into some of these. Mac 10. Oh man, this guy is just he's just grown and grown and grown into this role of wow for this club, man. Mac 10. What did you guys think about as JK called him, Mac Daddy? What did you guys think of Mac 10? I saw Quasi just get up. So I'll ask you first, Brian. What did you think of Mac 10?
Yeah,
90, 91.
Yeah.
Okay,
should be on pens. Should be on pens.
Should be on pens. Yeah, I got you. No. I got you.
My Mo is back. Keep him on pens.
This one?
Wow. Okay. I would say, let's see. JK had him at 90. Angel had him at an 85. Macca for Red for Life was at a 90. Hylor had him at a 90. Yeah, dude. Yeah. He took his time. He did take his time with that pen. Like as in, he took his time. He was collected. He knew where he was going to go with it, and he also allowed for the goalkeeper to just kind of like make the move long before he even before he had to even he was still in the process of kicking it, and he ended up making that move. That was a great penalty. Excuse me, great penalty.
So 91.
I'm gonna say that McAllister. Give him a 90. We'll give him a 90. Yeah, for sure. Boss moves. How about for Watoru Endo, our Japanese samurai?
88.
Japanese samurai. I'd say something in Japanese, but I'm probably gonna butcher it. That's why I'm not gonna even try, because I always stumble on sometimes some of the words.
I said 88.
88. Okay. Endo got an 80 from Angel. Okay. Again, I'm starring all your comments, the extra comments in the chat. So if you guys got comments, best believe I will be bringing them up at the end of the ratings here. JK gave Endo a 75. Red for Life gave him an 85. Brian, what were you going to give him?
I'd go the same with Endo, and he's going to have to be my last of the evening because I've got to go and do that other thing with Uncle Rod.
Sure.
So I just, just say, have a great night, everyone. Quasi, yourself.
Big up.
Take it easy, everyone.
I think he said, Brian, did you say 80 for Brian?
Brian said 80, yeah.
Okay. So you gave him an 82? Did you say 85, right?
88.
88. Okay. All right. Let's see. Watordo 72 from High Lore, 85 from Red for Life, 75 from JK. You gave him 88. I think actually that's going to be an 85 then for our Samurai. Actually, I think that's a good score for him. I think he played well actually too. Boss moves by our Watordo. Definitely boss moves. How about for Elliot? How about for Elliot?
75.
What'd you think of Elliot's game yesterday?
75.
75?
Yeah.
That's interesting that you said 75. I'm going to be interested to see all of the ratings for Elliot. I wish I had Rasta Crab in the building to give his own personal rating too. But yeah, what would you rate him in the chat here? JK had him at a 75. Elliot is an 82 for High Lore. That's a little bit more like it. I only bring that up because yesterday Elliot was balling, man. I don't think that people recognize the fact of how many of the opportunities he got in were a direct relation to this young man. Just as JK just put into the chat here. Oh, big up. We got Nalante in the house. Big up, Nalante.
Yeah, big up to off, man. Big up. Because yeah.
We landed the plane, let Brian off. You hop on the plane. That's cool. We're back to flight.
Well, that wasn't pre-rehearsed. Me and Brian, that was just did not know anything about that, so that's out of my hands.
Big up and
yeah.
Crazy.
We're doing so,
what do you mean?
So what we're doing, Nalante, is we're pretty much just giving ratings. We're going to go back and kind of discuss the ratings that we gave, kind of like give a little bit more insight on them. But like, there's so many players, so we're trying to get through all of them. I don't want to make it like 3 hour, 4 hour stream on a rating show. So like, but we're just doing pretty much, we're doing 1 out of 100s, is the rating scores. So you're actually like grading papers almost in a sense. And
okay.
And we're on Harvey Elliott at the current spot. And I was just saying, originally I think Harvey got a High Lore game at 82. JK originally gave Elliott 75, but then he thought about it a second and came back, which he definitely should have. Because Red for Life, for instance, gave him 100 because of, he's 100% passing accuracy, 3 assists. I mean, like 100% passing accuracy, 3 assists. That's some crazy numbers. Like that's some really crazy numbers. And he's really working hard all over the pitch, as High Lore said. We're not really going too in depth. We're just trying to give grades. I know I kind of break the rules a little bit since I do have control of the airplane here a little bit. Pick up Lee Wizkid. Pick up Big Lee Wizkid. Good to see you. But yeah, he balled out yesterday. What would you give if you're rating? If you're giving a grade for Harvey and his ringlets? I think they're called like ringlets or spaghetti. Dakota calls them his ramen noodles hair. Shout out. Yeah, no doubt.
Big up, Asian.
What would you say? What would you give Harvey yesterday? What would be your rating for Harvey? 1 out of 100. What would you give him out? 1 out of 100.
Well, I mean, I'm very different in it because I don't and stats. I think, and again, you're the stat man to a but sometimes stats can be a bit misleading. I mean, to be fair, I mean, in terms of we take away the 3 assists, I don't think Hardy had a great game, but he didn't have a bad game. He was just okay. He was just a little bit quiet. But again, you got to factor, you got the assist, so you can't take away. So I'll give him about 75.
75? Okay.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Same score I gave him, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, great man, think alike.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your 75s are going to be bumped up a little bit though by the hundreds and the 90s that were given out there in the chat here, I think. So we're going to put Harvey at 85. Put him at 85. Got a little bit of a bump for those three assists. You can't go against that, man. That's tough. That's tough to go against. Lucho. What are we rating Lucho at? The young man was out there. I can't say enough about Lucho. Lucho is someone that has really, really been underrated, undervalued, underappreciated by a lot of people, not only in our fan base but outside of the fan base. But this guy works his tail off. The work rate alone is so incredible, and he's been our talisman for the last couple of games, especially. He's been possibly the most, creative, if not the best player on the pitch for us, other than maybe like a Kelleher or something along those lines. And performance-wise, is what were you guys having for Lucho? I thought Lucho had a good game, but we'll see how you guys think about it. What were you thinking? 80?
80, yeah.
Okay. Nalante, what were you thinking about Lucho? I thought Lucho had a good game.
85.
85? Okay.
85 for me, yeah.
Okay. High Lord, 72. Ouch. You have to tell me why you didn't think that he was balling. I thought he was balling, actually, yesterday. I thought he was balling, despite the fact of, he definitely did. He didn't score, but it's just the work rate and the sheer fact that so much is concentrated on trying to contain him is difficult. It's so difficult to contain him. He's a problem on that left side. But High Lord gave him a 72. All right, then we're gonna give him an 80. We might have to revise that. And he scored yesterday too. Yeah, he had a goal yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's bang that. Let's knock that up just a little bit. Let's do it like that. There's no way I'm gonna go to my Colombian brethren. I'm not gonna dish you like that. That's my Lucho. No. All right. So Hyler gave him a 72. JK gave him an 80. Red for Life gave him an 80. Okay, all right. I think this next player is definitely going to be possibly a perfect grade. It might be a perfect grade for him. I'd like to see what the scores are going to be like. This next player, I thought, had an absolutely incredible game. Absolutely incredible game. And that is our Darwin, our number 9, the Rez Ambassador. What were you guys feeling about Darwin's game? What did you think of Darwin? That's our number 9. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Quasi, what did you think of 90? Oh, damn. Okay. All right.
He was outstanding. I mean, the guy has arrived.
He has, man.
The guy has arrived.
He's definitely. I'm hoping that let's just keep him on the bike. Keep him on the bike.
He's feeling happy. He's feeling happy, so that's why you want to keep him. Yeah, you just keep him happy, and he's gonna bang it. He's gonna do some stuff Sunday. I can't wait to see how he plays.
I know, so can't. You're yes, definitely. Nalante, what were you feeling?
I'll give Darwin 50.
50? Okay, understood.
No, I already played.
I
No.
know. No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
You gave a tip. I was gonna say this is the bonus round. I would have said it's ×2 or something.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if I want to be picky, I'll give him 99 just for the first chance in the first 30 seconds. If I want to be that picky, but nah, 100 for him.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, easy,
Rizzy
easy.
got it. Yeah, Red for Life gave him 100. I mean, Hyler gave him 86. Hyler's a tough judge. Tough judge. I like it. I
Oh,
like it, Hyler. I like
okay.
it.
I don't think, but fair enough. His opinions, but
Fair
okay.
enough. It's yes, right. We're everyone's welcome to their opinions. I know.
Yep.
But yeah. I'm gonna this is the first time we're doing these kinds of ratings, but I definitely think that he gets an A++. So I'm gonna have to give our first it's kind of fitting. It's kind of fitting, by the way, that Darwin Nunez, in my opinion, gets 100 out of this rating, considering you could add a 0 to that. Darwin Nunez has put himself into the record books, as maybe a footnote, but all the same into the record books with his goal, because he became the 1,000th goal for this team. That's pretty incredible. The 1,000th
Fair.
goal. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, pretty incredible. This next player is definitely someone that's going to be controversial. I'm sure he's going to be probably the lowest grade out of all the grades that we're going to probably have today. And but I still got love for your Agent Cody. Agent Cody, how did you guys feel about Cody?
I thought 75.
Okay, cool. I like that. Quasi. I like that. You're recognizing he's working out there. He's working.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely working. How about for you, Nolante?
Yeah, crazy. I'll just agree again. 75. I thought again. He's just missing a little bit of form, a little bit of sharpness with the shooting and some of the decision making. But I'm sure he got the assist at the end, didn't he? Well, did
Yeah.
he assist Sobo? He did, isn't it? From what I remember.
No, he opened up the space for Sobo too.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
right. Yeah, I forgot. I'm thinking about the Salah goal that was disallowed.
That was
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Because he was talking.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
him. Yeah,
see them
yeah.
communicating, and yeah, he opened up the space and kind of like took the man away, because the marker on Cody had to follow Cody, unless if he didn't, then it would have been Cody's goal rather than than Dom's goal, most likely. But yeah, 75. Okay, so Nilante, what are you rating him at?
Yeah, I think I agree with Crazy. I think with Cody, I think right now he's going through the period that Darwin went last season, when things just, he's trying, but it's just nothing was happening for him. I think he's just being
Mhm.
affected right now. So yeah, I say solid 75. He just needs to calm down and stop snatching at things. I think that's it. But he's still trying. I mean, you can't give him that. I mean, he's still trying to get in the right positions, and that's all you can ask. And hopefully he gets his shooting boots on. So yeah, 75. And with Cody, I think as well, just to add 12, that I think the false nine thing. No, I just think we should just stop doing the false nine thing with Cody. I think he should be just put on the wing or as a 10 of someone. That's
Yeah.
for me.
Okay.
That's his decisions. Yeah, the false nine is just not working. It's just Klopp's tried to be too smart with him, and yeah, he's done well in games, but it's just not working for us. Let him be on his wing so he can do his dribbling, or if he's gonna be in the middle, he has to play behind someone. That's it.
Actually,
Okay. Okay.
I think that we should move. He and Diaz should interchange between left and middle.
Okay. Yeah.
If Nunez is not playing, because we can't play Nunez every game, he needs to eventually
No.
he will have to rest.
Yeah.
And knowing Uruguay, they're gonna play him mostly for the entire qualifying. So
Mm-hmm.
I will Put him on the left, put Diaz in the middle, and they can interchange.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
this is like Eilor said something about you know, I think he says when you read a lot of stats, you may become colorblinded at times, but this does bring sometimes color to light in the sense of, he says Hackbo won 8 of his 11 duels, something I was very, very look, if you're not going to play well offensively, play well defensively. You know,
That's
like
a fact.
you have to contribute one way or another. If you're not scoring the goals, I get it. You're an offensive player. We obviously want you to be scoring our goals, you know, but this team has so many goal scorers that if you don't, it's okay. Chances are someone else will get that opportunity, but play defense. If all else things happen, play defense for sure. Yeah, so he says the joint most of any player and completed 3 of his 4 attempted dribbles. Yeah, for sure. And then let's see, Hackbo, better energy. Brother needs a goal, but can't moan about his efforts versus Prague, 75 for JK. And then I think Nunez, okay, that's about, I'll bring that up a little bit later. And says, yes, Hackbo had a few nice dribbles yesterday, just wasn't able to take his chance. There was that one chance he had. I thought he was going to score in that one chance that he had where he just like bossed that run. And I thought he was just going to get it in there, but he didn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He has a great turn, man. His turn are so quick.
Yeah.
The goalie, that one was on the goalie. That's the goalie because he turns so fast. The defender was like, what was that? It was the goalie who was alert. If the goalie was sleeping, and he shot at the goalie too. He should have just placed it.
Yeah.
But people trust me. He will be the dude to finish out the season.
Yeah.
Especially with all this cup. Especially we got the FA Cup, we got the the Europa. That is his trophies. Watch.
Yeah. And on top of that too. Yeah, on top of that, he's been a player that has really, again, other than I think people don't recognize the fact that our front line has been pretty much Lucho and Cody. That's been our front line, as in like the players that you can pretty much say are going to be called upon, and I mean heavily called upon to get 90s out of sometimes, is those 2 players. We might have put some youth players here or there, or put some other players like your Harveys or something like that up into that front line, but pretty much over this last run, when we've had Mo injured, when we've had Darwin injured, obviously with Diego injured, they've been our 2 guys that we've had to rely on, plain and simple. But big up to Cody. He gets a 70 for today. We're going to move on to our substitutes. And the first sub was young Connor Bradley. I thought it was so unfortunate that he ended up getting the own goal, but good placement. If it was the other goal, it would have been a really good shot.
That was a good goal, though.
Yeah, it would have been a good goal.
That was a great placement.
Exactly. How about for Connor? What were you rating Connor, Kwasi?
I give him 70.
A 70? Okay.
After the mistake, it didn't phase him. He bounced back up and played very well. Yeah.
Okay. How about for you, Nolante?
Yeah, I agree with Crazy. Yeah, it's just a 70 for me. Yeah, scored the own goal, maybe a bit interesting. Just a bit interesting for Sparta, and then he's all right. So 70 for me.
Okay. Right. Yeah. It looks like this is going to be an easier one to get through. It looks like Bradley's going to be 70. Okay. How about for BBD? He was our next. Obviously we saw Kanate go down. I don't think this, at least in the watch along, this is something I pointed out. Like, as in, you could tell the players that were somewhat getting warmed up and getting prepared because they knew that their number was probably going to be called at some point, pretty soon. So they were out on the pitch getting kind of a touch with everything. but Virgil was out on the pitch and he still had his parka on, like he still had his parka coat on, and he was like, just doing flicks and tricks on the pitch, not really doing much of anything of warming up at all. No one expected him to be played probably today, but it was a little concerning when Konate went down. Also, I don't like it when you do have circumstances like that. I don't want Virgil to go in cold. I don't want him to go in cold and end up pulling a hammy or something like that because he's not properly warmed up. So it's good to see that Virgil made it through the 90 without any issues or any noticeable issues on the pitch. What were you guys feeling about Virgil? What would you rate Virgil today, Quasi?
Oh, man. How can you rate perfection? There's one thing that he does that I want Konate to learn, and that's what's worrying me during the game, even though I needed Kelleher to get those saves, because good for you, right? Game time saves is different from practice saves. But eventually, when Kelleher almost broke his back, I was like, okay, Konate, slow the game down. These guys are coming way too far. You are way too high. We press way too high. And they were hitting us out with the counter attack. So, but when Virgil came in, you could see the game just slow down.
Yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? When he came in, you'd be like, the game slowed down. Everybody's in their right place. I don't even remember when they hit us with a counter attack. So that's something that Konate or Kwanzaa, something they need to learn, because it makes your job so easy. That's why Virgil's always cool, calm, and collected. They say don't work hard, work what? Smart.
Work smarter. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Hylar gave him a 73. JK gave him a 90. What do you think of his game, Nolante, yesterday? What was your opinion about it?
With VVD, like I said, in my eyes, I mean, I know we're biased as fans. For me, he's the greatest centre back in the Premier League era. Regarding he can do everything all round. I mean, everyone goes about Rio and Terry, but there's certain parts in the missing he couldn't do, which VVD can do. And I think, was it Henri or someone like that? Someone said that if he's good enough, he'd be able to play in their era, and that just says it all about the man. Top class. Regarding the game, you know what? And one thing I will say, just a little criticism for Klopp, is that at 3-0, we didn't need to be so gun-ho. And I think, and then certain times when Sparta Prague were attacking, leaving gaps, we should have just chilled the game, because we could have. I mean, again, we're no disrespect, we're levels above them. We're an A+, they're like a C/D. Sparta Prague, they're a decent team, but we could have just slowed the game down again, like Quasi said about Van Dijk. Just some say, McAllister, just chill, just take it easy. We've got a big game.
Just breathe.
Yeah, we've got a big game. Yeah, but that being said, I think Van Dijk just wasn't just. I think a few of the players played within themselves, but I've got no complaints because Sunday is the real game. So yeah, simple, solid 75 really.
Okay. So 70s all across the board. I'm gonna say let's give him I'll bump him up a little bit since he is our captain, since he probably wasn't expecting to come in. Let's give him a 75. It was good to see this next player back. He actually got a goal. Obviously, we spoke about how he he was in unison with Cody. This next player is certainly the boss when he wants to be, and that is Dominic.
I was so happy to see him.
Yeah.
75 because he scored a goal. I'm saying this guy, man. I just want to see him on Sunday because he is not going to be running like when he first came to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
This game is going to come to him. He is going to bring energy for sure. That means who's going to be on his side is probably going to be Foden. He's going to be on Foden. Foden will also have to work hard to chase him around. So it's going to be this battle is going to be such an amazing. McAllister and KDB.
It's going to be, yeah.
It's just going to be. But I'm glad that Dom is still, I'm pretty sure they've told him not to exert too much energy. Especially you could see his performance against Forest. Even this one, he didn't really do much.
Wait, so you think that they said reserve some of your energy, or you think that they said, hey, let's see you open it up, see if you can get
He hasn't opened the whole throttle yet.
The red line.
We've seen him open the throttle and he runs all day.
Yeah.
This one, they just tell him test it, because hamstrings, they are very annoying. And he's been ready. From what we're hearing, he's been available 2 weeks. They just told him, you're not going anywhere. Just chill.
Yeah, There's an article about that too, about how Klopp says that they've been really monitoring and like gauging how to bring Dominic back properly. It's a very interesting article, to tell you the truth.
I think he's coming straight. He is coming straight into the team. He's gonna start.
That's it.
So I'm excited to see him. He's gonna ball out. He's gonna ball out because Endo now has figured the midfield out. So that means he's gonna be covering those spaces. I don't think we're gonna be doing any inverting. So that means everybody is just gonna stay where they are. And it just match energies, man. We just have to match their energy and play our game. That's it.
Okay. JK gave him an 80. Hylor gave Dom a 74. What was your rating on him?
Sobol again. Echo what my fellow Ghanaian brother said. Yeah, great to see him back again. One thing with Sobol, one thing I noticed, and he's not yesterday, but he's been doing that for a while now before he got injured, is that his crossing. His crossing sometimes is a bit way off, and he just, even yesterday, his crossing was just a bit wasteful. But again, I mean, he's been out for a while, so I'll give him benefit of the doubt. But I think I'd say about 10 to 15 to 10 minutes, then he came more into his own, and then he got the goal. So I'll give Dom a simple 75, and let's just hope he's on form on Sunday because we need it.
Okay, so let's get him 75. Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark's next, but before we talk about Bobby Clark, we only have two more players to go. I just want to say something because I saw the comment in the chat, and this is a comment it makes me really think. Mac, Endo, Dom, very well balanced. I got to get a shout out to Mark A for that comment. That's spot on, by the way. We'll circle back and definitely address that, but because I have a question that I want to ask, but that is certainly a spot on comment. I want to make sure I included that. Bobby Clark. How are you guys feeling about Bobby? Bobby Clark got in at the 65th minute, so he got some playing time. I like this fact that this player has really blossomed into being a good squad player for us, and he's definitely shaken off. I don't even know if he ever had to really shake off anything, to tell you the truth, as to the nerves or anything like that. But he's really played well when it comes to seeing how this team can really demonstrate a concisive midfield, even when some of the bigger names aren't on the pitch, because he came in for our MAC 10. How do you feel about Bobby's performance yesterday, Quasi?
He played well when he came on. I think he's also slowly growing into the mature game. He has a long way to go, but I think he'll be fine. The more he plays, the more he gets better. I would want to see his battle versus him and Menu for sure. But yeah, boy, he came in. He gave me a solid C, 70.
70. Okay.
I thought what they call it, the hard C.
Yeah. That is a hard C. JK says Clark, what a player, best game. He says it was his best game in an LC shirt yesterday. It gets an 80, just gets stuck in. Okay. How about for you, Nalante? What was Bobby Clark's performance yesterday? Because what's unique about this is everyone got enough minutes in for you to actually give a rating. Sometimes 15 minutes, 30 minutes, that's not, you can't really judge on that. But he got in at the 65th minute, so I mean he had quite a time to kind of make an impression. What was your rating for Bobby Clark?
Bobby 75 for me. He came on, and he's pressuring the midfield. He was going box to box, and nearly he had the chance where he nearly scored for a little bit of an acute-ish angle. But yeah, man, I thought Bobby played well, and I'll go say this to rip off the band-aid. If for whatever reason, again, if there's still a little bit that was sub-ball, I have no problem him starting against City.
Oh wow, that's a shout. That's a shout.
That's a big shout.
It is,
that's
but
a big trust.
That is, I don't know.
Elliot will have something to say. That's
a good point. That's a good crazy. But I think because of what's going on the wings, on the front line, I think Elliot, if he was fully solid, again, we take Stob out of the equation. Elliot, yes, but I think we just need him to cover that side of things. But Clark, man, I'm telling you, man, I've been watching him under the under-21s team, man. He's there, man, in his performances like the others. So yeah, man, I personally wouldn't have a problem if needs be. But
I feel you.
Back to the ratings, 75
okay.
For me.
Okay. Yeah, Hylor says Bobby Clark 65, maybe a bit low, but there are players out there who've shown so bright you end up in their shadow. That's Hylor, a little football romantic. I like that. How you said that. And then JK says, watch what Clark does. He does what McAllister does so well. Interceptions and winning the ball in tight spaces.
Yeah. JK's got a spot on the ball. Bang on the money.
That's spot on the money right there for sure. It was Clark's first Europa League appearance, and he made himself busy with 30 touches, which was more than a number of Reds who played longer. That is true. He was involved. He got involved, and he was definitely trying to pick up the slack so that others could kind of take their moments when they needed to exert energy. Bobby Clark knew that this is probably he's most likely not going to see minutes in that Sunday matchup. So hey, if you're going to exert some energy, exert it now, and that's what he did. All right, this is our last player on the list, a player that all of us really wanted to see get involved in the game. And
the best for last.
Yes, the best for last. The Egyptian king running down the wing. So good to see that. So good to see. Mohamed Salah. How did you feel about seeing Mohamed Salah, and what would you have rated Mohamed Salah? Got in the 74th minute. Guy got a goal taken away from him. Let me say this. And I say taken away from him because, in my opinion, that looked like a goal, looked like an onside goal. I don't understand what's the point of having VAR if you're not going to show the lines. I think that should be a part of. I don't know if they showed the lines on your side of the pond, Nalante, but they didn't on ours. I was disappointed in that. But
yeah,
trust me.
Yeah, go ahead, Quasi.
VAR was on. Trust me.
Trust me, said
like,
it.
The guy's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, trust me. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, bruh.
Oh my god,
bruh. Bruh.
Listen,
that was shady. Super shady.
The ref was like, hey, is he offside? Yep. Lineman, is he offside? I don't think so. VAR, trust me.
Yeah.
Do you have the line?
Okay.
Do you have the line? Nah, trust me.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah.
I think Salah looks good. I give him 70. He looks good. His movement,
70?
yeah,
Okay.
his movement is getting sharper. He hasn't played in a while, man. We're not gonna see even on Sunday. We're not gonna see the full Salah because he's still that injury. Like I said, it's annoying, man.
It is.
It's annoying. Hamstrings and groin are one of the most annoying things. Because it's psychologically too, you don't want to overdo it. That's why Konate went down.
Yeah. Okay, so you gave him a 75. Okay. Nalante, what would you say?
80. Came on 40 minutes. Look what he done. Should have had a goal and an assist to Subbo, and
yeah, man. He should have had a goal.
Yeah, really should have been. So solidarity, man. Yeah, solidarity, and let's just hope he's saving some of that against City on Sunday. Because boy, anyway, we digress. We'll get back to Salah. 80 for me.
Okay. I see the chat's giving him 70s. I saw JK said a 75. Mark A says Salah had that one poor touch from a Virgil switch pass, but still not match fit in his opinion. Okay. Hyler says he gave him a 73. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That's what he's saying. I'm in line with you, brother. I thought that I'm not gonna be scandalous and give him an 80, but I will say let's give him a 79. How about that? That's about as close as you get to like.
I was thinking, boy, all right, disagree with you, yeah, but yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna have fun with these ratings. I'm gonna have fun with these ratings. I can press the envelope now.
Yeah, I was. Oh
man,
scandalous.
There's a lot of 70s. I think you gave him 75, and you gave him 80.
Yeah.
I think it's 79. It's justified. Oh man. That leaves us with our Kaiser, Mr.
Jürgen Master. Einstein Fiat und Fiat.
Oh wow, I like it. I'm trying to pick up on my Sprechen die Deutsch.
Ah.
Yeah.
Da. Nice. You got it patterned nicely, don't worry.
Yeah. Big up. So, how are we feeling about Jurgen Klopp? What would you, if you want to give him a rating? And this is the fun part. We can actually give him a rating. So, did you think he got this? Did you think he got the substitutes right? Do you think that he got the starting lineup right? Do you think that he gave the appropriate minutes? Obviously, the Virgil thing is what it is, but but I know, and I don't even know of another name on the list that he could have brought with him that would have been able to fill in for that role of center back, because I think the only traveling squad was Gomez, Endo, VVD, Konate, Diaz, Dom, Nunes, McAllister, Salah, Adrian, Cody, Elliott, Robbo, Simicast, Clark, Gordon, McConnell. There's 23 of them. I'm trying to get them all. Kelleher, Kumas, Kwanzaa, Bradley, Mazurik, I think that's how you say his name. He's the goalkeeper, and Musolowski. There aren't any real center backs on that list.
Yeah, so the people shouldn't be questioning him. He subbed Joey off. He didn't expect Konate to go down.
Right, yeah.
And I think Virgil was going to play, but was probably going to play maybe in the 65th minute.
Mm-hmm.
The manager did well. The only thing I had concern with the manager was the first half when they were hitting us with those counterattacks. He should have told them, hey, calm. But it kept going on, and the goalie was fantastic. But when he hit his back like that, man, I was like, hey, Wagwan. Why?
Yeah.
I was so
Yo.
mad. I was so upset. I was like, wait. Because that was not the first time it happened. It was like the third save he had just made. I was like, slow the game down.
Yeah. But that was on Ibu. I mean, it's on Ibu and it was really on
Robo
I
and Ibu.
I think this is where and big up to JK. JK is
Big up
joining us as
JK.
well.
Big up.
Yes,
Yeah,
best
big up,
bros.
JK.
Cousin Ante Top. You cool,
Big
bro?
up, man.
Yeah,
All good, all
cool.
good,
I know JK knew that we're talking about Germany, so he's like, he's like as the resident,
JK's the German experts out of the four of us. Don't worry, man. He can spit some German bars in a minute.
That's proper German style.
exactly. But yeah, I know that getting all the substitutes right is not easy when the team just isn't engineered for that. But Robbo, this is the one thing, and I was calling for Robbo to start, or I was expecting Robbo to start. I gave my explanation earlier, and that was that normally when I put the lineup together, I try to include someone from that leadership group. It's usually not that hard to do that because normally they all five of them start. But I try to include one of those players in the lineup in one way or another because those are normally the guy that's going to wear the captain's armband. So, but that back line with Robbo there, I was on the fence of saying if let's say Simicast has started, I was certainly thinking that this could have been that FA Cup moment for Ibu where, the Kaiser goes, "You're the guy. This is your defense. Your BVD is not. This is not BVD's back line. This is your back line today. And I thought and he's done well. I mean, let's not get it twisted. I think that Ibu has propelled himself into the conversation at least of being top 5 center back in the league right now.
Yep.
I mean, I think you can really argue that. I know some people will push back on that. Some people might not agree. We can have that conversation after the ratings or something. But yeah, what were you giving? So you gave, what was your rating for? What did you give Quasi? What did you give Jurgen? Did you give him a score? I don't know if Quasi gave him a score or not. But I'll go to JK first. Or Quasi.
Yeah, 85. Sorry, 85.
85. Okay.
Yeah.
Nalante, what did you give our Jurgen?
82.
82. Okay.
Yeah.
JK.
Yeah.
What would you give him?
Around about 80, bro.
An 80.
Yeah, he gave everyone a bit of game
down and down and down.
No,
right.
Let's go 85. I'll go with what Kazi said. 85.
No, don't let me influence you like that. No. Stay with your ratings.
I'm doing my lottery numbers. And
yeah. The great thing about it.
Send the love.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? He gave everyone a game. That was a good thing. Szoboszlai, Salah, everyone got a game, so it was good.
Okay. I'll do. Like, this is again why I like it now. We'll give him an 83. Makes people go, ooh, why the 3? All right. Figure it that way. Yeah. Who was all right? So now I'll say it like this. Oh, big up. We got Chris Angel in the house. Chris wanted to get his man the match vote in here, I guess, right?
There was too much positivity going on. I had to.
Too much positivity. I got you.
He smelled something in the air.
Yeah. I smell something.
Hang on with Chris.
What's going on, brother? You good, man?
Big up, Chris, man. Big up, man. Blessings all the time, Chris.
And Nalante, how the kids, man?
Yeah. Little man's all right, man. He had his operation about 2.5 weeks ago. So yeah, he's all right. Yeah, he's good, man. He's good.
That's good.
Fine, man. But he's saying to me, he doesn't like your, he's been saying to me in baby language, he doesn't like your disrespect of your fellow Colombian, Mr. Diaz, yeah? He gets upset when I'm mentioning it, yeah? Next time I'm gonna come on camera with him when you're on the paddle, Chris, and you can have it out of him. Yeah.
No problem. Man. No problem. JK, you good? Man?
I'm good, bro. I hope you're cool, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You know me, man. You know me. Bringing the negativity, man. That's what I do.
Bringing the negativity.
Spread it, brother. Spread it.
Big up, Chris.
Quasi, how's the 23 kids, Quasi?
They're doing well, man. I need more subs, man. I need more subs.
What number you up, man? I'm gonna give you a shout out later and stuff, man. When I'm on my
I'm
channel.
at 223. I think I might show up. After my show, I might show up.
They're doing you a disservice over there, man. You and Talk, man. They're doing you a disservice with the subs, man.
Yeah, we need
It's
more
all
subs.
good. It's all good. We're about quantity or quality, not quantity. Quality over quantity. That's the one.
I don't know, man. Quantity paid the bills, man. Quantity paid the bills.
Quantity definitely pays the bills. You know what I mean? But
That's
Pay my bills right now.
for sure. All right. Who is all right? So now let's just all we'll see what it boils down to. But who was your man of the match? We'll just go around the horn here. Quasi, who was your man of the match yesterday?
Oh, that one.
Okay. Nalante, who
Same.
was your man of the match?
Mr. Nunes.
Okay. JK, who was your man of the match?
Same as, bro. Bang, bang.
Same as.
Yeah.
Bang, bang. Gang. Chris, who was your man of the match?
I'm gonna be different and stuff.
I knew you would. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Oh, you did that.
Well, I know it's coming. Chris is gonna say Robo.
No. That bonus is not that bad. It's not that bad. I was gonna say.
I thought you were gonna say Conor Bradley with the finish or something like that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I think Kelleher had a shot, man. I think Kelleher was immense, man. If it wasn't for Kelleher and stuff, I think the game would be a lot more tighter and stuff. Even though I think Nunes deserves it, in my opinion and stuff. He was clinical, man. It was good. It was really beautiful to watch Nunes yesterday and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Kelleher deserves his flowers as well, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's
but just picture, like, no, not to sit here and disrespect our players and stuff like that, but just imagine Adrian in goal and stuff yesterday and stuff.
Oh boy.
Different film.
It would have been a tough watch. So, I got to give the man credit and stuff. Kelleher, man.
Okay.
Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to Darth Vader.
Come on.
I know,
Exterminate. Exterminate.
Yeah, man. Oh man. All right. Well, it's kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious, like, who I think is going to be the hands down. Cedric Lopez had Darwizzi. Kelleher gets a shout too. Yeah. He says it's being his joint match man of the match. Mark A had McAllister as his man of the match yesterday. It's a strong shout too.
Have you guys spoken about McAllister? Because McAllister has been on a different level, I think.
We're gonna chop it up a little bit. I know we're at the 90th minute, which is great, but we're gonna, in the extra time, we're gonna chop it up with some questions and get the chat's comments involved and everything. But it looks like I think we're gonna have to go with the Reds ambassador, Darwin Nunes.
La Pantera. Yeah.
La Pantera. Definitely. He's the beast with the heart. He's the beast with the heart. That's how I see it.
The thing is, why couldn't other fans see this? When you see a guy play football, you either know yes or no. You just know, if you know your game. And many people were like anti-Darwin. And I was like, as soon as I seen the guy running and see sort of mischief he was getting up to, I said, we got a Liverpool player on our hands here. And to see him do it yesterday, like bang, bang, that's what the fans wanted. And that's what's come now. He's landed, man. So happy for him. Happy for him.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say it was good to see him get what he did and what he got done yesterday. I'll bring up this one too. This was a fun one. The show. Keep that in the corner there for us because he did the little Bobby celebration. I liked it a lot. Actually, I was like, with the kung fu kick to the corner to the corner flag. That was pretty cool. Hyler gave Kelleher his man of the match too. I'll get your vote in there. I always get the any Mighty Red. I always make sure he says by a hair in front of McAllister. Cool. Interesting. Yeah, was that?
No, I'll just say Matt Daddy 90. That's his name from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about calling another man daddy, but
Yeah.
I was going by the rap names. All right, Matt Mummy 90. Matt Mummy 90.
There you go.
Maybe later when I have a couple of drinks on me, maybe I can get away with it.
Maybe.
All right now.
Okay, we switch that.
As long as those drinks aren't Guinness, we're good.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Oh no, we don't want that.
It might be added to the family. There's some good comments here. We're definitely going to get into a little bit about the Edwards thing. I'm bringing it up for very last, but let me get some more comments about the.
I wanted to ask you guys about the Edwards things. Like, what is going on?
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up the Edwards thing. I'm gonna go through. We got about like 5-6 comments in here. I wanted about the game. Hyler says we had expected Konate to play 45 minutes, but the decision to extend his game time may have come at a big cost, pulling him out with muscle injury. I know that's understood. He said, "Do you notice that Robbo entered the match as a captain, so he should have been better, and there will be quite a few questioning if it should be the Scott in this role on Sunday." Yeah, that's a good question. I think Robbo starts though on Sunday, to tell you the truth. I think that it would be a very difficult comment or a difficult conversation to have with Robbo to say Simicast is starting, unless Robbo specifically said he's just not fit. Or
I don't know about you guys, but to be honest, I would start Gomez on left back.
It's a shout. It's a shout. But if you do that, that says a lot. That says a lot to Robbo in the sense of saying you're fit. It's not like you're had a couple. It's not like you're trying to like get back to fitness. I mean, he's had a bunch of games played already. That would be a difficult conversation to have, I think, especially in his role as being, a leader on this team. That'd be a very difficult conversation.
Yeah, and I think Brian yesterday said Robertson is made for these type of games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, he's made for this game Sunday. He's ready for that. 90 minutes yesterday. I think he'll be okay. We need him. I think, he's designed for. Remember the Barca game? The attitude he's got. He's got attitude, Robertson. And I think with these type of games, you need that attitude.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna back
Let's see. Let's talk a little bit. So the rest of the questions are. Oh, you know what, JK? Since you're on here, you can ask. You can ask the panel, and the chat. This is a good question. Who got the first? This is during the other JK's run with the team here. With Klopp's run, who got the first goal and the 500th goal for Liverpool? JK has that answer for us. Does anyone know? I can't tell you.
Origi?
Origi?
Milner.
Who you saying?
Milner.
I'm gonna go with Coutinho, I guess.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, no, I don't think it's Milner. I'll say Milner.
Okay, sticking with Milner. I don't think of who. I'm gonna go for the. Is it the same person that got the first and the 500? They're two different people, right, JK?
Yeah, two different people, bro.
Right. I'm gonna say the 500th was. I'll say Daniel Sturridge for the 500th, and I'll say the first was. Who was the first goal? Lallana. I don't know. I'll say Lallana. No. Yes, I'll stick with Lallana. Why not? Who was it? Who answers on that one?
Anyone else want to have a guess?
I guess I didn't even get close.
For the 500th, Jay, I'll say Mane. 500th game. I'll guess again for the first goal. I mean, it's probably because I just remember he was still there. So Benteke.
Ooh, that's a shout. That's actually a shout.
That's a shout.
That is a shout.
Because I remember the first game. Remember you guys? I think because the first games were a bit hit and miss. But I remember. Well, again, I remember the 3-1 against Chelsea. That was early on. But then again, that was his first win. So Benteke scored a few goals then. So possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't there yet. Yeah, so it couldn't been Mane first goal. No.
I think he's misunderstanding. The Mane was the 500th game, not the first game. He wasn't there. Yeah, I know that.
Emery Can is Hylor's shout for the first goal.
Okay.
I felt like he was so underrated for the club. Emery Chan was so underrated. I felt like he was so good.
Emery Chan was good. I reckon he was okay.
He was hit and miss, mate. He was hit and miss, if I'm honest. He should have been better.
He was a bit clutch, though, right? With some of the goals.
Yeah, to be fair, Chris, he was, but he's just saying, he was just hit and miss. That's the problem, and we upgraded from him, I'm afraid. And his career went downhill after that. I mean, yeah, he went to Dortmund, but he hasn't really done anything specifically, really.
Yeah.
But I did. I agree at the time. I agree.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to take any guess here?
I said Coutinho, and then I guess the 500 goal. I guess I'm gonna go somewhere safe. I guess Mo Salah. I guess.
Okay.
So for the 500.
Yeah.
I was gonna say what I think I said Lallana, and I said like, yeah. I think that's still safe. I'll stick with that.
Yeah. Okay. The first one was Emre Can.
Oh wow!
He got it right. Yeah. And Lallana was the second guy, 500.
Oh, okay. So 12 man had it the other way around.
Right.
Oh,
I thought you were going to go Emre Can 12. You know.
Yeah,
okay,
I was going to go Sturridge first goal, but I don't know. I didn't. But
okay, which team did Liverpool beat for Klopp's first win as the Liverpool manager?
Chelsea.
Who scored? And who
I
scored?
thought we drew the Chelsea game, the first game. No.
No, I remember that 2015-16. Remember when he came in, Chris? Because we drew 0-0 with Spurs, and there's a couple of draws. I remember. I think the Chelsea away game 3-1.
Coutinho scored that game, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah. Coutinho scored. Yeah. That's when he was on fire for us. Yeah, 100%. I know Benteke scored as well. I think Coutinho scored 2 and Benteke scored 1. I remember that game. I'm sure it's the Chelsea game, but let's see if I'm right. JK?
12. What are you guessing, Quasi?
Norwich.
Okay.
I remember that the Norwich game was a great game.
What, the one with Lallana scored and stuff?
Yeah. We were down. We came back in that game.
Yeah, but that was part of the new. Like that wasn't part of the.
That was the second. I think that was the second year. Yeah, that was not even the second year. Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. I was there.
Oh, you were there. Oh.
I was there. Yeah.
Well, that's why you know.
Okay.
That's why I
know.
It was a fun day though.
It's got to be Chelsea.
I'll go with Chelsea too. I'll go with Chelsea.
Yeah. No, it was Bournemouth 1-0 Klein in the.
Oh no! Oh, is it? Oh snap!
Yeah.
All right, Klein. Yeah. Oh, good. You're good. Oh, so the Chelsea game must have been after.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right. Okay. The Bournemouth game. Right. All right. Okay.
Bournemouth. That was the first win. Yeah.
Oh right. I'm sure the Chelsea game. Yeah, go on. Sorry,
I had a question to the panel. We'll go around the horn here. Quasi, then Alante, then JK, then Chris.
Mm-hmm.
With our midfield, because Marque had a really good I brought up the statement by Marque earlier. With our midfield, the way it is, what do you think with now that we have McAllister playing that advanced 8 role, right? And a lot of people have been waiting to see it, everything else. What do you think is our best midfield 3? With who we obviously gone with who we have available.
Wait, who we have available or who we have in the squad?
Who we have available. Who do you think is our best midfield 3?
Endo, Maka, and Szoboszlai. Too easy.
Too easy?
Yeah. Too easy.
And then, or if that's too easy, then who with all of our with everyone then? If everyone's healthy, then who is our best?
Then that's tricky because then you have to factor in Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Jones automatically goes in. If he's
automatic, is that an automatic?
Nah, he's on.
Like me, no. For me, not.
No.
Depends on the game.
Jones has been. Not to be so. I'm not an AI or not. I'm not AI. This is really me and stuff. It's really me. But Jones is like, for me, he's been a revelation this season and stuff. And that
100%.
Like, I'm very surprised on yeah. But that's enough positivity for me and stuff.
That's enough for today. But you know what, Chris? I've seen Curtis playing a sweeper during games. I've seen him playing from the back. So he's visualizing what's going on. And I said, you know what? Okay. The guys landed. Same as the guys in my picture. Darwin and McAllister. Both of them guys at the moment, top of their game. And Curtis was on top of his game before his injury as well.
Exactly.
Okay. So then, I mean, look, I've said it myself. I think Curtis Jones is one of the most essential players to the midfield. Obviously, we've been able to get over the hump without him being a part of that midfield with really great other options to supplement, him not being there. But it really brings a big question. Like, what is your midfield? What is your best midfield for this club going with the way that we've seen since we're starting to get a sample size of what McAllister brings for us in the 6? We're getting a sample size of what Endo brings to us in the 6. We're getting a sample size of what
I know
McAllister brings in the 8.
I know 12 man's a proud dad when everyone agrees with Endo in the 6 and stuff.
Absolutely. Shout out to all my Nippon Nation out there. But yeah, I mean, what is the best midfield? Heidler has it as McAllister, Endo, and Szoboszlai. Are we basically seeing right now the future of our midfield, or is Curtis going to have to again fight for that? I mean, obviously he will, but is he going to have to fight for that position back again?
I think it just depends on the opposition, right? We have so many different midfield combinations for different opponents and oppositions, right? So,
right.
Yeah, I think we are blessed, to be honest. I think they did a good job recruiting this summer and stuff. So, I still think we need I still think we do need a 6 and stuff, long term wise.
But Chris, let me ask you this.
Wow.
Let me be hostile to Chris real quick.
Chris is like, here's your little compliment.
Let me be hostile. I'm hostile to Chris.
That's crazy. Floor is yours.
you know I said that on purpose, right? This is what I want. This is what I want. I want this type of hostility going on.
This is it, man. What up? 3OT, what up?
But wait, who wanted? Someone wanted to hop in. Did someone want to take?
Quasi wanted to. Quasi, I reeled Quasi in and stuff. I fished him out. Come on,
there's some feathers there.
You big Quasi. Come on, let's go. I'm reeling you in, Quasi.
Quasi's not taking the bait.
He's biting his tongue.
Yeah. All right, I'll step in for Quasi. Quasi, you still there? You there?
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm just saying. All right. Yeah. No, you say your piece to Chris, and I'll chime in afterwards.
I was just prepping my notes.
Right.
The man said he wants 6, but no. The question that came, 12 men is asking. I think it depends on the
Yeah,
game.
I'm about to say, not K-Mac. Not K-Mac. not on this one.
It depends on the match because
Exactly.
even the 6, some matches you will need Hendo, some matches you will need the McAllister. It depends on how the team is pressing us. I don't care about the size because both of them are not that big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And the two Dom and Curtis bring so much energy and calmness at the same time that it's very hard to sub them when they are both fit. And it's crazy because I was reading something on Pep versus Klopp, how they've changed the English game. I think it's a great thing to everybody to read. It's on ESPN website. I did not know how those two have changed the league since 2016. It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Like the pressing game in England has gone up from 3.5 to 5.3 since Klopp got there. The
Quasi,
passing game.
what's the name of the article, Quasi? My bad.
It's called How Klopp Guardiola Improved the Premier League and Each Other by Ryan O'Hanlon.
All right.
Yeah. When people talk about, Klopp haven't done anything and he has no legacy, go read that article and you feel stupid. Like I didn't even know half of these
yeah, I just got it.
Mm-hmm. It is ridiculous. But to answer the question, it depends on the game. It depends on the game because all four of them are so essential.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and I'm sure actually, even though you forced me to bring up Endo, he's ready to fight. There is another individual that could make a strong argument. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like this guy involved in the starting lineup, but I mean Harvey can make a strong shout that he could be utilized in that midfield in one way or another. I get that we could all say, again, as you said, depending on the game and depending on the opponent, but what is it that makes our best midfield three? It's a strong question now because I had really become accustomed and I really did start to appreciate, especially so, what we were getting out of McAllister from that 6 role. And that's even with the love for Endo. Like, Endo brings a much more, refined game when it comes to progressive passes, making him short, making him quick, always finding the player, the more creative players on our team that will be able to advance the ball. And then also being obviously someone that we can rely on defensively. But Maka was doing bits for us in that 6 role. But now we're seeing what we originally wanted him to be, which is that advanced 8. It's a cool question to have, or cool problem to have, but it's just one of those things where, like, I was just wondering, what exactly is it? I mean, honestly, says Mac 10, Endo, Dom. He said he loves CJ, but McAllister in the 8 is a different animal compared to Mac 10 in the 6. The players seem more confident going forward with Endo in the 6. Yeah, because they know that he'll sweep up. I definitely agree with that. What did you guys like the most in the game? Did you guys like the fact that we were really getting Rasta Crab? Yeah, wait. I gotta bring this up. I'm sorry, because Rasta Crab, big up. I like the fact that the sheer fact that he said Mac 10, Elliot, and Dom. Elliot. This is This is This is really Rasta Crab's account.
That's AI right there. That's AI.
That's AI. That's someone hacked Rasta Crab's account. He did not
Just
say.
a Ray nephew up in there for us to crap. He's having the Ray nephew for. Oh, let me just go and do a Chris Angel. But yeah, here you go. So there's only one Chris Ruffler. There's only one Chris.
I think Rasta Crab let like one of his kids have fun with the keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh man, he says no. He says we got no other choice. Got no other choice. Okay, so who would you guys real quick then? This coming Sunday. Who do you and to the chat as well? Please do include your answers as well. Who would you start? Who would be your starting midfield for us this coming Sunday? Because it's going to be important. The midfield, I think, truthfully, in this game is going to be where the game is won or lost is most likely going to be in our midfield. Because I think that's a lot of what you see from City is exactly that. You're going to see City dominate the midfield, and therefore you never really get a chance to like control or get possession. Who is your starting midfield going into Sunday?
I guess I can go first and stuff.
Yeah, we can go Chris. We'll go Chris, JK, Nolante, and then we'll end with Kwasi.
I think Endo as a 6. The thing is that McAllister's been playing on the right hand side though. So will we move him to the left hand side, and they have Dominic?
Yeah, he played on against in the Sparta matchup, for instance. He played on the left actually.
Yeah, so it will have to be for me. It will be Endo, Szoboszlai, and then McAllister.
Okay, you're going to start him. Okay, you're going to start Dom. Okay. How about for you, JK? Who's your starting lineup or starting midfield? Excuse me.
Well, for me, the two definites are Endo and McAllister. So you got the pick out of Elliott and Szoboszlai. Considering Elliott's games in the last 4 games, top level, he deserves a start. So that's the only sort of situation there between him and Szoboszlai. But Szoboszlai looked good yesterday as well. So,
not sorry to cut you off, JK and stuff, but we just have to hold off, because when you really think about it, the next game is 4 more days, and it's against Sparta, and it's at home, so you can rest certain players and stuff. So we have to go all out for Sunday.
We have to.
We have to go all out. So yeah,
that's why Elliott might be in some people's mind to play that game, because he's been all out. The guy stepped up.
I mean, the sheer fact he's in Rasta Crab's mind is like that shows something right there.
But if anyone needs a rest, it's Elliott though.
True.
Look at his minutes. Like if anyone
his
needs
minutes
a rest,
are stupid.
Yeah.
Ever since the cup game, he played all the minutes in the cup game. He played the very next game. He played a full 90. The game after that, I can actually go through some of his games. Tell you the truth, he's been on one for the last for us. He's been on one for real. So Forrest played really big minutes. For obviously the Sparta game, he played for Sparta Prague. He played big minutes. Southampton, he played big minutes. Chelsea, he played big minutes. He played big minutes in Luton. In the Luton game before that, he's been playing big minutes for us.
Rasta, that's not how fatigue works. Either you're young or old doesn't necessarily mean you're fatigued or not. A young person could be more fatigued than an older person. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. But I think we can all go from the pretense, since some of us are a little bit on the more older stages here on the panel. I'm not speaking for everyone, but some of us are, and it's one of those things where, like, yeah, you used to be able to like get up, run all day, run all night, go to sleep, wake up, do it all over. When you're younger. Look, when you get older, you start looking at you hit the snooze button a little bit more often than not when you get a little bit older. But it is what it is. I get that's what I think he was trying to say.
Yeah, but just a quick thing about Elliot. Klopp likes playing him in big games sometimes. I've realised. I've seen he's played big games, Elliot. So, and also Curtis, with the way our season's going, we're going for everything. So there's no necessary urgency with Curtis in that way, where he knows when he comes back, if he gets game time, it's cool because we'll probably need him anyway. So, no first.
Actually, too, you know what, Chris, Chris or Quasi, can you put the link in the private chat, and then I'll put it into the chat so that so they can read that article that you wanted to do, that you read, or the one that you're talking about, if you don't mind. So Nilante, who's your starting lineup too, by the way?
Yeah, well, pretty much what Chris Quasi said. Yeah, it's an easy one. Endo, Dom, McAllister. That is it. If yesterday was his first game back, then yeah, I'll probably understand with possibly starting Elliot. But no, for me, yeah, Dom, Mac, Endo. Discussion done.
Okay.
That's what we all wanted. Yeah.
Okay, Quasi, what are you going with?
Yeah, McAllister on the left, Szoboszlai on the right, and on the 6.
Okay. I think it was important that Dom got some playing minutes. I think you could see that, Dom really wanted to score too yesterday, by the way. I mean, like, he was engaged, and he knew he could get at that. He knew the way that they were playing, the talent around him as well, that that would have to have their attention or have the focus of the defense. He knew he was going to get it. He was going to get a couple of cracks at goal, and really well taken goal, by the way, too. Really well taken goal. I mean, he just glided into his shot pretty much. But
he'll be good for us in Europe, Szoboszlai. In them sort of games away, he'll because he's played in Germany for a long time and stuff. And England it is different to Germany, so it's his first season and stuff. We've seen glimpses of magic from him, but yesterday his energy was top class. He was like, "I want to play Sunday," type of energy.
Okay, yeah, it's an interesting. I just want to see who and what it is. Well, one last question. How about this then? Since we got everyone's pretty much everyone's consensus of we had one person on the panel or one person of the guests here that said Elliot starts, right? JK, you said Elliot starts, right?
Because of what he's done in the last few games, but I'm just thinking the way Szoboszlai played yesterday, the guy has to start. I think.
Yes.
Elliot,
so it was all four of you guys had Dom starting. Okay. I'll ask this question. This is another quick fire question for the chat to be included as well. Salah is obviously going to start, right? Or I think it's obvious. It's safe to say Salah's going to start, correct? Right? But another player that has been getting a lot of minutes tacked onto him is Diaz. Would you start Cody on the left side instead of Diaz? Just to kind of like, because he's had a lot of play, a lot of game time put on his shoulders. Diaz has. Would you start Cody and then do something different like that? That's just a question. No Hakpo for you? Quasi, you want to answer that one?
No, Diaz, Nunes, and Salah.
That's lockdown. Yeah.
It's,
Nolante, are you there too? Just solid.
Yeah, same. Yeah, solid, same.
JK, you're solid on that one as well. Just
the guy every game is getting better, and he maybe didn't get goals and assists, but what he does, he takes the danger away from the defense, and he runs with the ball. So that's his job, and every game he's getting better. So for me, he has to start. Yeah.
Okay. Chris, you wanna chime in or?
It will have to be Diaz, Nunes, and Salah and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty safe to say. It's just he's been playing a lot of minutes. That's just all I was just saying. He's been playing a lot of minutes. Yeah. Because this is what KJ says. He'd start Hackbo left wing only if we played Gomez at left back. So okay, interesting. And it's got to be Robbo if Diaz starts. That's an interesting shout. It could be determined upon. That could have some relation as to who gets the call up. It'd be a bold shout to not do to start Cody in that game though, with who we have, and considering that Cody is trying to find his moment, you know. But hey, I personally think that Cody's going to get that moment on Sunday, but we'll see.
He looked hungry yesterday, Cody. It was his best game in 4 games. Like, his energy was totally different yesterday. He wanted to get that ball.
Yeah.
Because I remember you were saying he's always like trying to search for the ball, but yesterday he got the ball and he looked powerful. You know,
he looked very assertive. Yeah, he looked engaged. He looked like in the right wavelength. You know what I mean? It didn't look like he was searching. It didn't look like he was lost looking for that vibe or that rhythm. He had it, but he just needs to now he's just got to take that one extra step. You know. You know what's funny? All right, this is the last question I'm going to ask before we allow for you guys to go on to before we land the plane and allow for you guys to go on to your other destinations. This is something that was brought up during Bayesian Reds TV. I was watching it, and during the reaction show, and Chris and Barnes were listening. They brought up the video actually, and shared the video, and was like the exchange between one of our brethren, Cal from Kopish, was engaging with one of the few city personalities, I guess, out there that that you get to see on the wavelengths or on the interwebs, as they call it, I guess, interwebs. But it was an interesting exchange, certainly interesting exchange. There was all over, basically, it kind of stemmed from Trent's comments. Obviously, we all know the comment that he made, and we all know that. I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm going to have an episode a little bit more in depth in the comments tomorrow, but I definitely wanted to bring it up. And that is, I have 2 questions actually, too. But that is, how do you feel about the exchange? Basically, definitely blew up. Because so often when you're dealing with City fans, especially, a lot of the City fans are new City fans. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily City fans. A lot of them aren't City fans. There are some good City fans out there. And that I will say, there are some good City fans that have been loyal to their teams, have always been a part of were with the club even before the club was, bought out, basically. But Do you think that it was that the argument was warranted, or do you think that they shouldn't have been really going back and forth with
you can let me go first on this one and stuff if you want.
Okay, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. You can answer.
Light him up.
Nah, it's not. It's honestly, I just find it to be it's a very weak mentality to have. That when things don't go your way, you don't hear something you want to hear, you start name calling people and stuff.
Right.
That to me is very cowardly and stuff. There's no point in being in the YouTube scene if you're gonna let little comments get to you and stuff. Maybe you should change your profession and stuff. And in regards to City and stuff, unfortunately, it's not the fans' fault, it's not the players' fault. But unfortunately, there's something silly going on over there financially. And this is why you get banter. This is why you get people looking down on you guys, because of the situations of of how the backroom staff is handling the situation and stuff. So until that stuff gets cleared, unfortunately, you're gonna have to hear it until it gets cleared.
Mm-hmm.
So just man up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just man up and stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, man. I think people are just a bit too sensitive and stuff when things doesn't go your way and stuff. But there's no need to name call and stuff because, like, especially in the YouTube scene, it's like you don't know the person's lifestyle on the other side of the screen. Are you crazy? What the hell do I look like calling people stupid or calling them pricks and stuff? And I don't know the damage it can do to me on a personal level.
Right.
This is not really smart.
It's not, especially with your background.
It really is. It's not as like. I'm a nice person at heart and stuff.
Yeah. We'll move on from that.
Yeah, we'll move on for that. But it's like, come on, man. At the end of the day, it's football and stuff, and I understand that.
Yeah,
we're very passionate about our club, right? We will defend our club through thick and thin. That's how our fans should be and stuff. But it's like, come on, man. There's no need to do the name calling and stuff and get people involved and get sensitive about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's my viewpoint of that. And it's like, it must suck as a fan base to constantly be reminded of 150 charges and stuff.
No,
it does. It does. But it is what it is, though. Hold that.
Yeah,
but you know?
But their fans have a level of arrogance. It's there with a lot of guys who do shows as well. You know, they've got this level of arrogance there, but they don't know what's around the corner with them charges. You know, but I think it's been going on too long. And I always say Man City are too valuable to the Premier League, and that's why nothing's getting done. They're too valuable.
They never won't be done. They've got the lawyers, they're papered up. They've got the big boys. So if anything happened, JK, you all know this. Ain't nothing going to happen to them. So it's just a joke. That's why the FA, I can't take them seriously because how are they going to be putting hard on Everton, our rivals, and Nottingham Forest, and Everton's charges are not that deep, and then City and Chelsea, they just, this is it. It's all about money and who you know. That's all. And that's not even in football, it's in everyday life. The higher you know persons and certain things you can cover up. And that's all it is, really.
Yeah,
and regards to the JK, in regards to the YouTube thing, Chris, I think you're saying 12 about Callum, about, was it back and forth, was it? With a City fan, was it?
Yeah. It was Cal and the City fan. I'm gonna go blank on his name, to be honest with you, but I know he's a relevant. He's one of the relevant City fans because I believe he spoke about his father and how his father, I think, played at some level or in some facility with the team with City, and all these different little things that he threw out there after it was the back and forth was gotten to pretty much to a heightened level.
Right. Yeah.
But again, there are City fans out there that I like to engage with. There are some City fans actually that Mancurian Blue actually I want to say I think that's his handle. But there's some City fans that actually pop in and join the chat every once in a while. And for the most part they've been really respectful. We have a common banter here or there, but it's not to the extent of where they get out of line. I think the line was crossed with the whole calling him as you said, calling him a prick, and not only calling him a prick once, but then doubling down and calling it again, and then not having the courage to say that was wrong of me. I apologize. I let the heat of the moment get the best of me, and as a bigger man, I should come out and apologize.
But I'm sorry though. People get hurt for a lot lesser things in life. That's a fact. People get hurt and people go 6 feet under for a lot less things in life. And I'm sorry, we in the United States, three of us I think I know are in the United States. People are very sensitive in this country. A little just being called ugly gets you 6 feet under stuff with the kids these days and stuff.
Oh God.
So I'm just surprised that people are so quick to name call people and stuff.
Yeah, it's the England thing, bro. It's an England thing.
Yeah, that must be an England thing because out here, Jesus, whatever.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it just shows that the fans are using certain things just to be stupid against each other. At the end of the day, talk with respect, people will take you more seriously. But if you're calling people names like you're in the kindergarten, it's a different film, you know. So it's true.
Yeah.
But what I'll say to that, sorry, man, to rebuttal that, to say that, which is true. But again, it's not even just football; it's just everyday life. Like I'll give you two instances for all of you. 12th knows I was in the chat with this chat, and then I forgot the name of the person who read for something, and then we was having so we having I forgot what even the discussion was about. Then he was amping up on certain things, and I gave him a little bit back, and then all of a sudden, and then once I gave him a little bit back, it wasn't nothing too deep. Like I think maybe I called him an idiot because he was just trying to say he was saying something a bit silly, and nothing major. And he's like, oh, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, 12, oh, you're gonna have that 12 man, oh, block him, oh, and all that, and I'm thinking, how are you gonna block me when I'm good with 12? That's a bit silly. I can block you. You know what I mean? How you gonna block me? Exactly. Oh, 12, block him. I was thinking, my God, get out of there. But anyway, and there was another chance, and again, I remember when the announcement again, as on Kopish. So when the announcement for Klopp, and listen, mate, we've all got opinions. Listen, at the end of last season, I wasn't happy with Klopp. Now I'm a bit like, again, some people are just like, oh, fair enough. And I was like, you know what?
You were a Klopp outer, huh?
Yeah. But what?
Yeah. Damn,
wait. You see Chris Gillum off the channel too. Ban him.
He disappointed me, brother.
No, JK, wait. Okay, JK, get him out as well. No, we're joking. But anyway, now what I did say is that the fact that if Klopp, I said at the end of last season, if we don't finish in the top four, then if FSG sack Klopp, then I won't be too disappointed. Then I won't complain. That's all I said. And because let's be real, at the start of last season, after finishing the quad, the squad was good enough to have a challenge because we only lost Mane, yeah. Mm-hmm. So my point is, when Klopp made the announcement that that he's leaving, then I had some like little nerds saying, "Oh my God, you are Klopp out! Oh my God, yeah, exactly. You can't stand him. Oh, are you happy now? Has that made your day?" And I'm thinking, what is wrong with you people? It made my day. And listen, Klopp didn't pay my bills, with all due respect. You know what I mean? And so you're always going to get some people, fan base, even some idiots in the Liverpool fan base. Every fan base just have idiots. So it's just a case of, as Chris said, you deal with them. Again, when I was younger, I used to be that person like on YouTube and, when you're battling and like, oh, yeah, this and that. All right, come and meet me here. But it's just stupid, isn't it? Meet you for what? I don't know who you are. Yeah. But no, I'm just thinking.
I don't understand that concept, right? In regard like that concept of, oh, are you happy now?
But this is Chris.
The other. I'm sorry.
I know, Chris, but this is the problem. You get some fans, unfortunately, that just not clued up about, and it's more for them. It's Klopp FC than Liverpool FC, and that's the fortunate thing. Some people are not invested in the club; they're invested in the person, and that's the problem with a lot of these generation fans. And it's kind of sad. But again, like you said, Chris and JK and Toby, it just is what it is. If you want to call me an idiot, you said you want to come and meet me yourself for a fight. I said, yeah, go, mate. I'll give you my address. It's 999. There you go.
You want to hear something crazy quickly? I wrote a tweet when we got Mane. I said he looks like a Man United player. I just said this. And blah, blah, blah. 4 years later, someone sent me a tweet.
There's always someone out there.
I said, these people don't forget, man.
Yeah, exactly. The streets don't forget, JK. The streets don't forget.
Please don't forget.
Yeah.
Well, how about we talk about? I'll let Quasi have his say.
Yeah, go ahead, Quasi.
Then we'll move on to something that Quasi, I think, will make Quasi happy too. But we'll move on to some happy news real quick. But go ahead, Quasi. So,
yesterday it was very shameful what they did to Kyle. Kyle is a very respectful person, whether you agree with him or not. And I've never seen Kyle insult people. He will make a general statement, but it's never an insult. The gentleman definitely doesn't know how to speak to people. I love Kaz, but I think Kaz could have done a little bit better when it first happened. He should have stopped it. You don't let him call him twice.
Oh, he called him it twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it twice.
He said it twice.
Oh, nah.
Yeah. And then Kaz was like, "Oh, Kaz acted like he didn't hear it," and I was just like,
"Yeah, nah,
you heard it."
And even if you didn't hear the first time, the second time, you'd be like, "Bro, we don't do that here."
Yeah, we don't do that here.
We don't do that.
We don't do that here.
You don't do that here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, this is football, man. It's not real life.
That's why Liverpool fans, we're different. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might disagree with someone, but all in all, the respect is there most of the time.
That's the thing, though. And that's the thing, though. Go ahead, Quasi. My bad. Go ahead.
I mean, it's just football, man. If Liverpool goes down, trust me, my bill still is the same. Man.
Yeah.
So you have a form of emotion attached to the team. That's it. There's nothing else. If Sheikh Mansour decide to move the team from City to London, none of them can do. So bringing insult, I had the same. It almost got there. I was on Twitter. I think some people could see it. I tested. I tweeted that.
Twitter's a dangerous place, Quasi. You
no. I know who the guy was. I've seen him.
Oh, okay.
I've seen him on Edsmond TV. Edsmond's TV, and we talking about. I said, taking away the away goal affects Champions League and Europe. It makes it boring. The drama is gone.
Oh yeah, that's a good take. That's a good take, though. That's a good take.
And this brother is like, you worry about going to Mongolia and playing in Europa. And I said,
wait, Mongolia's in Asia, though.
I said, that's fine. We will go. People watch us, then they will watch your Champions League final. And I dropped the mic on it. I said, people in Mongolia, people watch us play Mongolia, then they watch you play in the Champions League final. All of a sudden, this brethren goes all the way to, what about the murdered people? I'm like, bro, why are you bringing murdered people into football banter?
You went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah, right there. I told him, okay, stop this conversation because it has nothing to do with football.
Right.
And
that's what it does.
He pretended to like my comment. I'm like, bro, no, we're not going to have that conversation.
Yeah. No, that's what what's often is the case is that when you do deal with people, and I've had to deal with it too. This is why, for instance, like I don't get along with Gunnar Lee, for instance, and I'll just call it out for what it is because I don't think Gunnar Lee's going to come on my station anytime soon. But like I don't get along with Gunnar Lee because on Kopish, this is when I wasn't even a part of the panel, but like and I was being I'm a relatively respectful person. I know that we have banter and everything, and we can go banter ways. But like,
I don't think there's one more respectful and more softy than you and Tough Man.
Yes. Okay. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to be called softy. I don't know. Let's pause on that one. But anyway,
that's just for the ladies.
Yeah.
No, for the Colombian ladies, I understand, Tough Man. For the Colombian ladies.
The language of love.
but yeah, the exchange was horrible. It was like because he Gunnar, from what I was saying, it was obviously getting under his skin because obviously I was pulling out stats, I was calling out former comments that he had that I already knew that he said, and I was quoting him and stuff like that, and he got under his skin to the point where he called me a bitch, and I was like, dog, you do not know me. I do not care that you might. I don't care what it is. You don't go that. That's like, I didn't get to the point where I was calling him names or something along those lines, right? And I even made sure I put it in a super chat to make sure that it was recognized. You don't go there like that. You do not know. You have no idea who these people are and what is going on in their lives personally. You don't understand what's going on in a lot of
he said it on live.
Yeah, it was on. He said it on. No, he said it live.
On a chat. I think it was in a chat and stuff.
Must be. He's in the chat. Yeah, that's got to be in the chat. Was it 12?
Yeah.
Gunnar Lee
I remember it was on Kopish and stuff. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I was upset because I was like, we can have banter, but obviously when you get underneath someone's skin, you can tell you've gotten under their skin. When they have nothing to do, that's when they revert to calling you names, or like, you know, or getting to the point where they're like going to be like, you know, touch me outside. How about that? You know, like that kind of like
Hey,
concept,
listen,
you know?
12 man. Now I'm hearing that 12 man. Listen, he lives in the same country as me. Send me, listen, man. I can get my young gunners to hear him. Yeah, I can get my little young gunners. Yeah,
It's all good. No. I
nah,
got
it's
you.
okay.
I got you on that.
But you know, before you go, sorry, 12. Before you cut, I'm gonna say, listen. Don't worry about Ludwig because guys, listen to this. You're gonna laugh at this. This is the same man I watched on his fan channel because you know our AFTV like to have a laugh. This is the same man that says Arteta is clear of Klopp.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it. So that's it. So don't worry about that. He's in his own cuckoo land. Because let me tell you something. Because remember, like when we were winning stuff, I don't know if you guys remember, when he was begging us. He was calling himself Liverpool-y. And then when Arsenal started to have a little bit of clout, he went back and he started flip-flopping. So just ignore him, man. This is the game. Guy thinks that cone man, that man who used to pick up Pep's cones is clear of Klopp.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Enough said
on that. Enough said. Let's move on to one last thing. I'm going to give it like at least another 10 minutes here. This last thing is just from what we've heard about the former Liverpool sporting director, Michael Edwards, had a face-to-face meeting with FFG owners John Henry and Mike Gordon to discuss his return to LFC. The question is, like, what role he'll be returning as. That's something that we all are still trying to figure out. Brian has rejoined us today. I'll start with Brian, then we'll go around the horn here. Mm-hmm. What's your opinions on that? Of are you happy to hear this, or are you kind of like, you know, subdued, thinking we don't need this right now, or maybe it's something that you don't want to, or maybe you've moved on from Edwards and you're ready to go in other directions. And keep in mind, his close friend Richard Hughes, who is a major reported candidate for the sporting director role at Liverpool, was also announced he will be leaving Bournemouth at the end of the season. They've obviously worked before, not obviously, but they have worked before at Spurs, I believe it was. So, you know, some of these cards are lining up to be possibly getting the band back together. How do you feel about that, Brian? What are your overall thoughts on it?
Well, this only came out last night when we were on a live stream. We were doing the watch along when this started popping up. And it was only about an hour before that I had said that I wasn't overly comfortable with the fact that we were going to a guy that had turned us down, who was trying to make it obvious that he wasn't genuinely that interested anymore. He wanted to do his own thing, and we were coming back offering him more and more and more. And I thought it was looking a little bit desperate on our behalf. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was going. Mm-hmm. But and a lot of people agreed with me. So if there's anyone out there pretending they didn't, they did. And it was something that I thought we needed to either get done or move on real quick. Because if he's like that girl that you're asking out on a date, there comes a point where it's no, dude, stop asking her out. She means no.
She's just not into you, right?
Yeah. She just, there's no point. Don't order the Merc. There's no point getting the flowers. She's not going to say yes. Whereas we were here so maybe I said, okay, maybe Edwards has played this game brilliantly where he just kind of let them know that it was a no. But maybe if they did get some flowers and maybe if they did get the limo, then maybe he would be interested. And so they came back and said, right, okay, yeah, we're prepared to give you, like I said, the keys to the kingdom. So if he's energized by this, you know, if he wants to come back to football and he's ready for it, he wants it, then I'm 100% behind it, because I'm always one for never go back. Never go back is usually a bad idea, but that's just from my experience with players and managers. But this could be him going back, and they obviously want him, and FSG are good at hiring the right people. They've always been good at hiring the best people. So if they think he's the one, then get it done and give him what he wants and let him make the decisions, because I mean, the guy's nobody has 100% hit rate, but his job that he did the time that he was here partly transformed the club, you know, helped us become the team we were. So if he can just go back and we can stop hearing about Michael Edwards and Mr. Hughes and all this and just concentrate on football again and have the best people work in the back office, then that would be brilliant.
Yeah. Honesty is saying, 12th man, have you seen Ornstein's tweet about Edwards is very close to signing as the Liverpool CEO? That's cool. That's why I say Mighty Red's Army is undefeated. The chat is always on point with their inclusion, their contributions.
He's the FSG spokesman, isn't he, Ornstein? They always go to him, I think.
Yeah, they do. That's why when you certain journalists, when you hear a quote or hear a statement, and they're giving a direct statement like that, it's usually like that. Usually, you take a little bit more attention, you pay a little bit attention to it. And I've always said too, normally when you hear things, the things that are released, when they're released, especially through their mouthpieces, when you hear some of these things released the way they do release it, chances are it's going to happen, because that's how FSG works like that. It just does. Very rarely. I know someone might say, oh, what about Jude? I get that. That's a whole different story. But, for the most part, it usually happens when you hear these kinds of stories. Chris, you want to comment?
So we're talking about like Edwards, or bringing back Edwards and stuff. My thoughts on that?
Yeah. We're just going around the horn here.
I'm gonna go negative on this one and stuff.
Okay. You do what you gotta do, Darth.
Negative.
He decides yes or no.
There you go.
It just goes to show the reason why he left is because of Klopp. It doesn't explain. Nothing else explains to me why he left in the first place. Klopp is leaving. He's coming back. But I'm glad that he's coming back. I kind of agree with Brian and stuff in regards to, I want this to get over with so that we can kind of focus on the football thing, because like it's kind of getting tiring now at this point. Like the news is like nothing's technically like football related. It's just who's going to be the next sporting director, who's going to be in charge, who's going to be the next manager. I kind of just want that under the hatchet and stuff so that we can kind of move forward and stuff as a club. But I think if FSG thinks that he's the right man for the job in regards to, because at the end of the day, as business people as they are, they have to make the right selection. Because at the end of the day, this is one of their key money makers in a way. They can't let the shit sink ship. So if they really sit there and think that Edwards is the guy, then bring him in. And if they want to trust him with the keys to the kingdom, then we got to trust it. You know what I mean? And if he wants to bring the sporting director from Bournemouth, then bring him in and stuff. You know what I mean? So, but just to be a little bit negative and put people's perspective there and stuff so they can think, just know a lot of the players that you think are going to stay or get contract renewals might not happen. Edwards is a number guy.
More likely not to happen, actually.
Yeah, Edwards is a number guy. He's a statistics guy. He's a data guy. So just be prepared to be like, wait a second, what's going on? And stuff. Remember, if I remember correctly, I don't know if it's true or not. I know Brian's gonna probably shut me down and stuff like that, but it's okay. He's the OG and stuff. But if rumors are true, he didn't want to give Hendo a contract extension. He didn't want to give Millie a contract extension and stuff. So just be prepared for a lot of things to happen in the summer and stuff.
True.
But I'm all for it and stuff. I'm all okay for change and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, true. No, you're right. He didn't want to extend.
Okay. Let me tell you how that happened.
Okay, Quasi. I hear the tone of your voice, Quasi. I hear the tone, Quasi. Come on.
So I met with my uncle Henry at the yacht on the coast of Monaco. We're getting ready to go to the F1 race. And I told him, you need to bring this guy back. The good thing about bringing this person back, because people don't understand that this guy has been promoted from the bottom to the top before he left. So he knows inside out, right? It's not just the numbers that he uses, and now he's coming in as the same position as Ratcliffe is in Manchester United. He's just gonna be in charge of just football. So he's gonna have his own manager. He's gonna have his own director of football. So the cool thing with that is Liverpool is trying to move above what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is doing what we did 5-7 years ago. So it's time for you to be ahead of the fray. Otherwise, they're in the challenge. Look at what Arsenal is doing. Arsenal has copied us word for word. So people like Edwards coming in is bringing stability rather than one person taking over everything. Now you're going to have a football director and a manager. Everybody focus on your lane, which is what we had when Klopp first got there. In terms of the politics, come on. We all know, right? Don't need to be said again. But I think it's a good for the fans too, especially if he can pull Alonso in, then everybody's relaxed. Now, the part where we all been waiting for is the ruthlessness, which Chris, alluded to. It's important that some of our favorite players might not get a contract again. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's very important. Yes, it'll suck.
KJ's comment is spot on. It says, KJ says, I'm scared for Endo now and other players too, to be honest, because Edwards doesn't give contracts to players over 30. Like, a lot of those players that it was obviously a right move to move on from Henderson. It was obviously, eventually a right move to move on from Fabinho, but Klopp was the guy that was really fighting for those players, if not for like even Milner, for instance. I don't even think Milner would have been here for as long as he was if Edwards had complete and autonomous control.
But
a lot of these players, Bobby, Milner, we're probably not seeing those players.
But this is the thing that people also needs to rest assured. The players that Klopp brought in have done well, right? If we look at the players that Edwards was going to bring in, they are some of the guys that some of us wanted last summer and the summer previous. Bruno from Newcastle.
Bruno, yeah.
West Ham, what's that midfielder that City was trying to get, but they got scared because he got caught. Yes, him. Enzo. Caicedo. So he was going in the right direction.
Quasi, if I'm correct, that was before they made the move to the Premier League, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's where I like Edwards coming back, because it's not going to be about superstar. Buy it when we need it, but we wouldn't have to. And the manager who's coming in has to abide by that. And the important thing is we will not be falling off like Manchester and Arsenal did when their managers left. This is why I'm so in for Edwards coming in, because he knows the clubs in and out. He knows the fans, most importantly. And he knows what to do to keep the fans calm. So, yes, I agree with Brian. Said don't go back. But, Brian, I don't know if you were on the show with me and Zuberi, Crazy Ball TV, shameless plug.
No foolishness.
Zuberi was like, you don't go after your ex. And then I think it was, I love Liverpool said, why if your ex is a baddie though?
Can I just add, because I've been thinking about that thing. The thing that it's important to me is like, never go back is what I'm saying, but they always say that about players and managers. And the thing about Edwards is, and I've been thinking about this, and I should have made this clear, he didn't want to go back. He didn't want to go back to his old job and being the same guy doing the same thing again. He knew that that wasn't going to get his rocks off, basically. He's gone back to a different role. So he's the guy who picks the new Michael Edwards, who picks the manager.
Yes,
he's now been given a much bigger job. So he's not going back to, here, come back and do your old job because the guy that you left and and now you're back. Great. Do what you used to do 2 years ago. Yeah, cool. Talk to you on Friday. No, he's coming back in a new office on the top floor with the corner office and the nice view and all of that stuff. So it's a new job. That's going to energize him properly. That's what I think is the most important part of it. And I think that's why Edwards, I think he's played this absolutely brilliantly. He's played this brilliantly. He literally has got full control now. They've just said, yeah, you're in charge of pretty much everything, all the football, all the good stuff. But like Quasi was saying, the guy was there and we spoke about this last night. He was hired by Damien Comolli from Tottenham to be a data analyst. Basically, one of the guys sitting in a room crunching numbers on a laptop, and he's gone from there to literally the top. Without owning it, he's the one guy. He's in control of what we would all dream of being in control of: picking the manager, picking the sport director, having a say in players. He's got the dream job. I mean, he's played it brilliantly. And what is he about? Like 45 or something?
He's in his 40s, somewhere in his 40s.
Unbelievable. Brilliant. I just think it's fantastic. If he can do in this job what he did in his previous job, we're golden. And he's got more control over the club. So, yeah, I couldn't be happier, really.
Well, Nolante, I'll ask you this too, and then we'll go on to JK too to get his opinion. KJ brings up Edwards didn't want to keep Ginny. He didn't want to keep Hendo. He didn't want to keep Millie. He didn't want to keep Mane. He didn't want to keep Bobby. He didn't want to keep Matip. Like those are some very important pieces of the puzzle that make up Liverpool right there. Like, are you? Those names are going to be obviously replaced by other names that are, obviously Thiago most likely be on the chopping list. He's already pretty much announced that he's going to be leaving at the end of the year, or at least a lot of reports are saying he's going to be leaving at the end of the year. Somewhat like what Steven's saying, Robbo could be out, Matip could be out, Thiago could be out. It could also be the way the perfect way for Salah to exit the team. Heck, we could even see Virgil possibly be a name on the list that leaves. All these names that are in their 30s, especially, could find their way out. What do you feel about that? Are you comfortable with him having that ultimate control? Because before, again, it was always if Klopp had enough stature that he could say, I want Millie, I want him to stay. And because he says that happened. But now we're about to get a new coach that he handpicks, sporting director that possibly in his elevated role, as Brian was speaking about, that he gets to pick.
I think one of Quasi's streams before, I think it was Brian that said it before. Klopp's earned the right to do the stuff that he's done so far. It might seem like an undermining, but the man's earned the right to want to keep a player if he wants to keep a player. So yeah, I understand. Maybe Edwards didn't like being undermined, I guess, in a way, and I guess that's why there's a conflict of interest. But it is kind of difficult to say no to the man that's delivering stuff that we haven't really experienced. A lot of the fan base here hasn't really experienced success. Well, I'm one of the younger ones and stuff in the group, so I haven't really experienced the success that we've been kind of living in a way. So if the man's delivering, then you kind of have to let him get away with certain decisions in a way. So I don't know what you guys think and stuff, but yeah.
Nolante, or how about I know Nolante had a little bit of I think was he playing Xbox, I think, or something. They said they could hear the music or something.
Were you playing Hell?
I'll make sure that Nolante, you good?
Chris, my game collection is mad, but that's another story for another time.
Anyway. He's running a marathon or something. He just got back home.
Oh God, mate, JK. Well, in my higher days, then I would have been breezing, but now. Anyway, let's get back to the question. We're talking enough now about but in terms of Edwards, again, I'm not. Yes, I like him to come back, but no, I don't want him to take control. Again, I think was it Chris or Quasi said earlier about him. We can see now if that's the case, then it's all because of Klopp. Because at the end of the day, I don't want the new manager to be undermined by Edwards, and he can't be coming in there and taking all the decisions in terms of buying place, etc. It should be similar. Have a conversation with the manager. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you disagree. Some of the plays should be the manager's choice, and some of it should be your choice. But if it's a case of I'm picking all the plays and you just have to work with it, nah, man. Edwards, remember, you might be seeing he ain't no manager. He ain't managed the football club in his day. So, so he needs to know his role a little bit. You know what I mean? He needs to know your role, as The Rock says. You know what I mean? Know your role and keep it to the side. You know what I mean? So it's either he become CEO or whatever. But if he wants to take whole control now, man, he can stay out there. We can get someone else. There's other good CEOs that are good as him. I can name a few.
London, this time I'm gonna be disagreeing with you fiercely. I don't
want Charlie. Hey, come on,
Charlie. I don't want a Manchester United situation. There needs to be a chain of command, and everybody has to know who they answer to. See what I'm saying? Klopp, when Klopp first got there, Klopp first said, "I'm not stupid. I'm gonna follow. I know what I'm getting myself into, and I will have to agree with certain things I don't like, and they have to agree with certain things they don't like." And that's exactly how they created success. Now, Klopp became so powerful, J.W. Henry had to listen to it. So he made a choice over Klopp over Edwards. That's why Edwards left. So now, whoever is coming in, you also have to build that, you have to build that legacy where the owners will be like, okay, Edwards, back off, let this guy do what he does and see. So
that's the thing, Quasi. I was going to say, Nigel asked this question. For instance, he wonders who Edwards' first choice of manager would be, being who's going to be his next manager. And why I bring up that comment from Nigel is that if hypothetically, let's say that Edwards is announced to be the the CFO of the team, then a chief football operations. Then if he is that role, right, he's going to be able to pick the next coach. And does he pick a coach that is going to be a little bit more of like, I wouldn't say a pain in the neck, but you know what I'm trying to get across, as in being a more demonstrative style of coach, that's going to want things to go his way or want the acquisitions that he wants and everything else? Or is it going to be someone that he knows that is going to be more of like, okay, I'm just going to allow for you to pick the players, and knowing that you have the ability to understand what it is that I like, that I want. And or how about this? Best way to put it, I'm going to let you do the shopping. Like, as in, you can do the cooking, but I'm going to let you do the shopping for me. And then I'll figure out the way. And then after you answer this, Quasi, I'm going to let JK answer it as well. So when he's done, JK, just hop on in. Go ahead, Quasi.
I mean, that is a simple answer. Who do you think Klopp was? That's exactly what. Remember, Liverpool.
Wait, say that again. Say again. I didn't hear you.
Who do people think Klopp was?
Who do people think Klopp was?
Yeah, the person who comes in and understands the structure and work between his needs.
Okay.
Liverpool does not bring a player or even a canteen lady if she doesn't buy into the mission. So Edward is going to come in. He's going to bring his people, and his people will bring their people. If it doesn't work, bye-bye. You bring a new person in. But the thing is, people can feel like, well, it has to be who? There's no other more club. It's done. The owners know that. That's why they went after Edwards. There's no more club. There's no other manager like Klopp ever.
Okay.
Ever. Done. Alonso, we don't know. So when Alonso comes in, he coming in understanding that I have to work between these parameters. If he can't do it, he's going to Bayern or Madrid. And guess what? When you go there, the same thing happens. Bayern, you don't have room to make mistakes. People think that you could do whatever. Look at Tuchel. He just got there last year.
Okay, so all right.
You go to Madrid, Perez. You go to Madrid, Perez buy the players and give it to you.
Modern way.
It's even
worse. This is what. So I get that there's no Pep or Klopp, or there's no Klopp, or there's no Pep per se. out there. But this is why I bring up that question. Okay. And, I don't know. I don't know. Did Edu bring in, was he the one that hired Arteta? But why I'm bringing up this, and JK, you can answer, you can chime in on this. With Arsenal, for instance, Arteta was allowed to make a lot of decisions with that team. So, like, as much as I know we're saying there's no Klops or there's no Peps out there, there are a lot more. There still are those coaches out there that get that kind of leeway to make those kinds of decisions, because Aubameyang and all these other players that got the exit, Xhaka, like all these other players that basically Arteta got rid of because he wanted to create a different atmosphere, a different environment. He wanted to have direction of all the soldiers in his camp, pointed in the direction that he wanted them to be pointed in. Those are some big names that got taken off the books, basically, in one way or another, and that's because Arteta had that control and such. Now, I don't know his relationship with Edu, but yeah.
I was just gonna say that I like that old school way of where a manager knows a good player, where if he's got to pick one of the two, he's going to try to pick the best one. And I want a manager like that, I think football's going such a different way now. It's like, if you asked a question to majority of Liverpool fans, would you want Klopp to stay or do you want Edwards to come in? You've only could pick one. I think a lot of people will pick Edwards. That's how crazy this football world is now. And it's also, Brian said something yesterday about the way they've gave the keys to the kingdom to Edwards. It's a bit cringe for me as well. The guys he does a good job. Let's not get it wrong here. But when you look at other sporting directors, that teams like Everton, Forest, spend a lot of money, no success at all. So the guy's good with what he does. He's like the Dal Boy of football, If you know Dal Boy, Only Fools and Horses, he's like the Dal Boy of football, but a good version of it, So, but I don't want him to have that. I think. That authority over the guy who's actually doing the football side of it all. That arrogance. Keep your feet on the ground, get your job done, do well with your transfers and everything. But I think fans are going a bit over the top with the craziness about this topic, Yeah, we want the best guy doing the best job for the club. So that's all. And I think he's going to want to bring that guy from Bournemouth in as well.
Right. Yeah, Chris, you're shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head, Chris? Go ahead. You can touch on.
I know he's in there. Tell me.
I think we're going too far left in the situation and stuff.
Yeah, we are. We've missed a step as well.
We're going too far left and stuff, and I'm kind of leaning towards Quasi's mindset, which is kind of crazy and stuff because I don't agree with anyone. But we have to give a lot of credit to FSG and stuff because I know over the years we've kind of
watch out. You might have people. Put a target on your back by saying that. Let's not make it into.
They can try, man. They can try to come after me, but it's not going to work. But it's just I just think like I don't know. Honestly, I'm not an expert in football. That's not what I mean. But from my understanding, if you're gonna bring in someone in place of that in that position of power, you're going to bring a manager that fits the philosophy of the system that's going to be placed. Yeah. So let's say, for example, Xavi has a certain playing style. I'm assuming a sporting director is going to pick players that fit that system. It's going to be option A, B, and C. You pick out of those A, B, and C. I don't think it's going to be, okay, yeah, I'm going to buy this player because I think he's going to fit your system. No, I think you give him options. And I think that's how Edwards was working when Klopp was here. It was like, okay, this is option A, B, and C. You pick stuff. So I'm not really concerned about who's gonna come in as a manager or what players are gonna be brought in. I think there's a structure in place. Just let it go. Like let the structure naturally flow and stuff. I'm not really concerned and stuff in my opinion and stuff. So at the end of the day, FSG are business people. I'm I'm sorry, I cannot believe they're gonna put someone in place that they're gonna make their price position sink. You know what I mean? So
I get that. I get that.
I have some faith in them. You know what I mean? So
I think people are freaking out a little bit too much with this. I want the key to the kingdom. If you have a company and you hire a CEO, you have to give the key to the kingdom to the CEO and have them do their job.
exactly.
You can't be like, well, you could have your power here, but you can't have no. Liverpool have a structure. We just don't go and buy a player willing and nilly. Klopp is the first one who ever had the power to buy a player without not too much say so, and that's when Edward left, and then Julian Ward also left. But this time they're gonna restructure just like before Klopp got there. Remember when Klopp got there, he also had to follow some rules. People assume that he got in and we just gave him the key to the kingdom. No, he was also following the rules. If you guys remember the transfer committee, all that.
Well, there was a transfer committee. I remember.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah,
with Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, so people need to relax. The good thing that FSG is doing is they put in proper structure, something that Manchester United is copying. That's why Ratcliffe is there. That's why Ratcliffe is there.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah. So I think people should not worry. It's good that we bring in somebody who knows the club and somebody who's gonna hopefully put the right people in the right places. And the manager's job is just gonna be take care of football. We don't want you to be all over the place trying to be the director of football, the director of this, and the canteen lady, and all that kind of stuff. We just want you to come in, get acclimatized, and then just be successful. Now, the more success you get, the more, rope they let you have.
Exactly.
You can't just come from somewhere and then all of a sudden, that's something. If you want that, then you bring somebody like Mourinho and then give him the key to the house and see how fast he burned the house down. No,
exactly.
They need to be structured. If it's Edward is going to be the Don, Edward is the Don, and he understands the vision of the owners, and then he make the owners' vision come out. And the fans, at the end of the day, we just want success.
Yeah, we just want success. Yeah.
How you get it without cheating? We don't want no Manchester City. Excuse me. Question going on. So I think people should not be over, because this is a thing also, and I'll say this and I'll shut up. Edwards did a very good job and he knows his worth. So he's not coming back and he's coming below the worth that he is. So if you want me back knowing that I did a very good job, and remember the position that he was, or the company that they were building, is basically what he's coming to do at Liverpool now. So he's connected to everything. So Ratcliffe is out here stealing people from other teams. We're building it from within. And this is much better than, let's get Alonso and then we get him another football director who he doesn't know, and then we get a football CEO who has no clue what Liverpool is, and then he becomes messy. So I think we should just, become from doubters to believers. And Klopp was the perfect person to make us believe it. And when Klopp came in, he also had to know. He said, hey, I'm a good coach, but I have to follow the rules. Remember, Ancelotti didn't want to come in because there was too much rules for him. But yet he went to Madrid because it's easier, because Madrid, Uncle Perez will buy you everything you want.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so Liverpool is a structure. Just like Chris said, we have a structure. If you believe in our structure, welcome in. If you don't, hey, senora.
Yeah. But I also heard in regards to the manager, right? Apparently, which I don't know is true or not, because obviously we don't know what the hell's going on and stuff. But apparently, Edwards favors Amaron and stuff from Sporting.
Some people say Alonso.
So I don't know what's true or not. I don't really care, but I like them both, so I don't really care. So
yeah, me too. But I think David Austin or Fabrizio said that when what's the name comes in, they're going after the guy from Bournemouth and then possibly Alonso.
But the data shows that Amaran is much suited for Liverpool. That's
Much
what
better suited. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think Philip Bedwell says it well, and he says, in his opinion, there needs to be a good balance between the sporting director and the manager, and that's basically what I'm saying as well. I'm saying it has to be, there has to be a little bit of a give and take. You have to kind of like know where to pick your battles, basically. What players you're going to be able to think of saying, yes, I need this player, or this is the player I really, really want to, double down on. And you have to be respected by that sporting director, if not, whatever role Edwards takes on, because, I don't want necessarily Edwards to think of it as like, oh, well, here I'm going to put a sporting director in, but it's going to be some, some de facto style of saying whatever the sporting director thinks is best and what I think is best is going to be the way that we go, despite the fact of what the coach might have as being his input. But I know that they are good with that. They are good when it comes to those kinds of cases. Quasi, I know you have to go, so you want to give a shout before you bounce out here?
Yes, sir. Quincy Bowl TV, another shameless plug.
No foolishness.
I have a show in 50 minutes, so I have to.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah. You won't be experiencing these kind of technical difficulties. I think right now Quasi is transitioning from the office to the car to the home office possibly. So I'll finish the shameless plug for him. Definitely Quasi Bowl TV. I think JK put the link in the chat earlier. Definitely we're going to be landing the plane here, so you can definitely depart, go on to that destination. It's nice and sunny there. Bright and sunny. Might be a little bit cold because it's the Bay Area, but still all the same. It's always cold in the Bay Area, pretty much, even though it's sunny. But all the same, it's a good place to be. Let's see. But yes, Nalante, do you want to give a shout or give a little parting a statement before we end up letting everyone go on their ways to whatever destination they have?
Yeah, big up everyone in the panel, man. Big yourself talk. You know me, I'm a rider there. I'm a supporter. So yeah, big up everyone, and yeah, man. Where you catch me on Tov's channel as the lieutenant as a backup supporter. But yeah, that's it, man. Big up the panel. And Chris, man, boy, we got some discussions at the end. And Quasi, I'm gonna come on your show more anyway, man. JK, blessings. Brian's gone anyway. I think Brian's having some nice cider on the Friday night. Oh, Brian, you still there?
Yeah.
Sorry, no, Brian. Oh, Brian, big up, Brian. Sorry, man. Someone left, so yeah, that's fine. Cool, but big up everyone, man, as always.
Definitely. Let's see. JK, do you want to say any parting words before we leave? Allow for everyone to go on to their destinations. Their final. I don't know if this is your final destination or not, but if it is, thanks for joining us. But if not, as cool, JK put in there, he put in Beijing Reds TV chat. He put in Quasi Bowls link. Definitely be sure to check those channels out for sure. But go ahead, JK. What you want to say?
No, I just want to say for the game on Sunday, looking forward to it. That we've had a rough sort of passage in the last few weeks, injuries, a lot of games. We come through it. So I'm really buzzed up for the game Sunday. Just want to say a nice one being on the show and stuff. Top laugh. And subscribe to 12th Man, Beijing Reds TV, and Quasi as well.
Absolutely. Quasi Bowl TV for sure. Chris, do you want to say anything before we part? You want to give a shout to the Beijing Reds TV, or you want to what you got lined up for today? I know today's the the call.
Today we have a call in, so like in an hour and a half we have a call in. So whoever wants to come on and have a laugh, come on and stuff. We'll be on for a while, so yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you for having me on and stuff like that. And also I'm into anime and stuff. Rest in peace to the author of Dragon Ball Z. He passed away today.
Oh wow!
Akira Toriyama passed away and stuff. So rest in peace to him and stuff like that. So
yes, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. That's big because, boy, Dragon Ball, oh, God, yeah, rest in peace, man, honestly.
Yeah, he passed away with a brain hematoma or something like that. Yeah, 68 years old. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And last but not least, Brian. I know that he somewhat hates this portion of the show, but I'm going to ask if you have any last comments or anything you want to add to before we depart.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, I do hate this because it's like I don't know how to say goodbye properly. So we have to feel like
he's a friend for life. He didn't know how to say goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
Some kind of some kind of quote.
Brian, just say see you later, Brian. Just see you later, Brian.
Yeah, I don't like it. Doesn't suit me, But like Quasi, it's Friday night, right? It's Friday night, yeah.
It's Friday night.
Quasi is going live. Beijing Reds are going live. Anthony Joshua is. I mean, there's a couple of big head-to-heads tonight. A couple of big heads in it. That's all I'm going to say. And in an hour and a half, you're going to have a big decision to make. We'll see who goes where.
Yes, we'll see. We will see. Yeah. As my dearly departed grandmother used to say, you don't have to say goodbye. Like she's one of those things she never liked to say goodbye, because but she always liked to say see you soon, and that's what I would like to say to everyone in the chat. See you soon. We'll be on. I'll be on tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel. The whole nine. And I certainly will be checking out Quasi. I certainly will be checking out Beijing Reds TV. Hopefully, I can get a call in, get in on the phone there to call in. And other than that, hey, take care of yourselves, people. Please do continue to focus and take care of yourselves. But as always, take care of your loved ones around you, because by taking care of yourself, you're able to take care of your loved ones. Other than that, I would like to say, hey, up the Reds, and hey, this weekend's going to be big. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you all very, very soon. All right, everyone, take care and see you soon.